It's Sunday. Welcome to church, everybody. Poseidon's here. Emil Khoury is here. Setting up right on time, looking cool with the denim. It's Fat Boy Summer in the studio, except for Emil. Me and Poseidon. Poseidon's like a seal.
Oh, what's that video there where it goes like this?
Yeah. He's playing with his echo. Welcome, everybody. All the shirts that we gave away so far this month on Patreon are not the last ones we're going to give away. I think I have another 3 that we could give away this month. So if you haven't won one yet this month, doesn't mean you're not going to win. I'll look at it this week. I'll do another draw this week. I'm just a little busy. So check that out. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Get the podcast first and join the nation. Join the Discord. Links are in the description. If you're not on the Discord already, what are you doing? All the sporting events, all the hockey games, the soccer games, Hellsand is showing them in the Waterhead Coliseum. You don't have cable? Doesn't fucking matter. The Pantelis Nation has got you covered. Head over to the Discord. All the games are over there. A lot of fun. Let's see. We got Gapes here. Gapes is back in the fucking chat. Bro. Gapes is making some cool videos. You saw the dinosaur one?
Yes. The one with the wall?
Yeah, for the Fast and the Furious and
I love how we use the Mustang. Very, very true to its Mustang nature of breaking things and being a menace to society.
You're a menace to society.
I am a menace to society.
Emil, no Jacob today. How's the podcast going? I'm hearing good things. Everyone's loving your show.
Fantastic news. We have a big episode dropping tomorrow, so
interesting.
Go subscribe on Sans Commentaire if you want to be part of the whole sitch.
I'm just going to say I got some insider information, and it's definitely a big episode. Sans Commentaire. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever the hell you get your podcasts. Check that shit out. Poseidon, we had a fun night yesterday.
Yes, we did. What did we do?
We were in Brossard.
Yes.
Mike had a big show there. It was sold out. 2 shows. We did. I opened up Me and Preach for him. And luckily there was 2 shows because I had to film it. And the first one at the 4 o'clock, none of us felt we were at our best. And it was 4 o'clock. It's weird for people. But the 8 o'clock show, I felt like I was comfortable. All in French, by the way.
All in French?
Yeah, I did English on Friday for Sid's room.
How was that?
It was fucking sold out.
Peroni's, right?
Peroni's, yeah.
Did Sugar Sammy drop in?
No, he didn't drop in.
No, not that time?
No, there was no drop-ins, but it was just fun because, you know how it is. It's a fucking restaurant. Like, people are there. It's packed. It was fun. But when I got on stage, I talked about it. I go, fuck, it's great. It's a good thing that viruses don't travel when you're sitting down eating or when you're standing up telling jokes. Fucking nature's amazing.
Oh, while you're spitting in people's eyes while standing up. Like, it's the perfect trajectory, by the way, for spit.
Yeah,
you're higher than people, and you're just spitting down their drinks. You're spitting down people's food.
It's theater at this
beautiful.
point. And I talked about Stephen Hawking, and people were on board. I think a lot of people are coming with me on this conspiracy that Stephen Hawking was a goddamn fraud.
Could you explain?
I'll explain. Because I was watching a documentary, and it was funny because someone there they knew the black hole documentary I was talking about. They're like, I watched that shit on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because essentially, Stephen Hawking, I've talked about this on a couple podcasts now. I don't know much about him. I knew that he's a robot man, and he's very smart. That's what I knew. So I found this documentary about black holes. And Stephen Hawking is one of the guys that they say is in it. And there's these nerds at a chalet, and they're talking. And he goes, we can't wait till Stephen gets here. He's a party animal. This guy's crazy. We get together every year and, we do some science and we just hang out and all that. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I don't know who Stephen Hawking is. This guy he's more lively than the media had portrayed him. And they're talking like, oh, Stephen's here. Yeah, he's coming. And they wheel him in and like, yeah, Stephen. They're all excited, these nerds. And Stephen's like this.
With his face.
And they're like, yeah, Stephen. And then they wheel him back out. And I was like, all right, not a party animal, but maybe they're being nice. Maybe they're just being nice, right?
There might be some hookers in some of the rooms.
Something's happening. But then after, they're like, we got to... Our theories, they're just theories. You got to check with Stephen. This guy's going to know what's up. So they're showing him these calculations. They're like, look at this. This is what I think about black holes. And if you carry the one, and then they're showing me all this, and this is the whole time he's like this. They're showing him all this, like, if you carry the one, and then you do this, but I think, no. And they look at Stephen, right? And he's like this. No words, nothing, no computer. He gets it. He gets it. He knows, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's like The Office. It's like an Office sketch. I was like, this is crazy.
A documentary, by the way.
Yeah, there's a documentary. It's about like black holes and shit, and he's in it. So I'm like, oh, this is suspicious. And then I started looking up, like, I want to know how the machine works. Why isn't he talking? All that stuff, which was suspicious. And then I looked like, this guy had an affair. He was banging a chick on the side. I was like, what the? He can't move. What are you talking about? This is crazy. We're in crazy world. We're just making stuff up, and people are like, yeah, that makes sense. This guy's banging chicks. He doesn't know where he is.
You have to give it to him, though. as a person that can't move and who's like he's such a scientific icon. People need to give him like a bad angle. There needs to be like, oh, Martin Luther King used to cheat on his wife or whatever. Yeah,
they have to always.
You have to give him something slightly dark so he can at least get his street cred.
I'll tell you what the dark side is about him. He's a rebut. It's not real. He's a figurehead. They use him to put their words through him. That's my conspiracy.
Was he on a wheelchair for all his life? Like, was he born with a disability?
No, up until the age of 20-something.
And that was a disease, or was it an accident?
Disease.
A disease. Okay.
He caught something, and then like it turned him into that.
But his Stanley Cup moments in science were before he was in a wheelchair or during?
I'm assuming they were before. All right. And Marie Renee says he died. Look, don't be mean. Don't be mean.
That's just not sensitive.
He's been dead for 50 years. No, we know he died. We're just talking about the documentary. There's movies on people's lives that always lie. Stephen King, Stephen Hawking. Two different people.
Wait, hold on. When was this documentary made?
It's a documentary. It's not about him. It's about black holes.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was made. I saw it recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because when did he pass away?
I don't know.
I think like 2-3 years.
No, they didn't lie about him passing away. He did pass away. That's not the conspiracy.
So
the conspiracy
it must have been made before
he died.
Yeah.
You think?
Or maybe not.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe later in his life when he couldn't do shit, they were just making the machine say whatever they wanted, and they were just using him as a guy to be like, you know how smart he is. He agrees, so fund us. That's what I think. I think they used him as like a what was that, Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah.
I think there was like a Weekend at Bernie's type of situation happening with Stephen Hawking towards the end of his life.
He agrees that we should invade Iraq, so we should invade Iraq.
Exactly. That's what I think they were doing.
Imagine.
Hold on, John Brodigan is wishing people for $5 a happy Father's Day to Poseidon.
Yes.
Who at this point you'd have to assume has kids somewhere he doesn't know about. That's true.
Probably.
Poseidon sent me a text this morning, said, Happy Father's Day, Dad.
You're the father of podcasting. And you're also Poseidon's father.
Speaking of Father's Day, I have to call my real father after. I wish him a happy Father's
Calls
Day.
me his fake father, bro. I'm going to accept that kind of...
No, de facto father.
I'm the de facto father.
But what was I going to say? Imagine like they're saying shit he doesn't agree at all.
Exactly.
And inside he wants to murder everyone.
Yeah.
He goes, you peasants, if I could move, I'd kill you all.
Like Biden's like, segregation's a good thing, right? He's like, he gets it.
But he's just like, it's that face, but inside, bro, there's war going on.
Yo, we got to talk about what you said, the Hunter Biden thing.
The Hunter Biden thing, which Poseidon did not see. There were some text messages that were leaked where it looks like he's doing human trafficking.
But they're focusing on the racist part of it, not the human trafficking.
So the headline that I read was Hunter Biden calls Asian people yellow. And then like
that's the worst thing in the article, apparently.
Exactly. So then you look at the screenshot and the conversation goes something like, have short women X nationality, and then the guy's like, no, not this woman. Hunter Biden says like, no, not this. And the guy's like, we have another woman, ex NBA husband.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Then Biden rejects. He's like, no, I don't want this. And
too much attention.
Too much attention, something around that. And then it swivels to the Asian something, and then they're like, no yellow.
Yeah. And people are like, I can't believe he said no yellow. But you could believe that there's human trafficking. That's fine.
But fuck, man, it pisses me off the kind of bias in the media. Like, bro, had this been, once again, I know I've said it many times, but I'm going to keep fucking saying it. Had this been like...
You know why I want you to stop saying had this been Trump? Because even if it wasn't Trump, if it was me, anyone except the poster childs right now, they would react differently. Like that's crazy though, the human trafficking shit, and also there was some other weird stuff in the conversations. But the guy's a crackhead. They're just crackheads doing crackhead shit.
He's a straight up crackhead, and there's articles about a crack. And also, it could.
What do you expect from a crackhead?
It could maybe prostitution. It could just be prostitution. Prostitution. He's looking at his inventory or whatever. Yeah. But people forget that Joe Biden is not the least racist person on the face of the earth. I don't know if you remember. He was
most.
He was doing like this speech, and he's like. What was he saying? Just like white kids.
He goes, poor kids are just as smart as white kids. Yeah.
So yeah, I was reading this. I'm like, fuck, Biden. He's imagine being the president of the United States and your kid's a crackhead. Like not a Doug Ford, not Doug Ford, a Rob Ford sort of like some
functional.
Every 3 weekends, maybe a hit of crack, like a full out.
And he's functional. Ford was functional.
Yeah, but this should make other people feel better. Seeing like the family, the son of the president.
I already told you people, I've said on many podcasts, never feel beneath anyone you see in the media or anything. Not only because everyone's just people, whatever, and they portray something else, but it's just, especially in politics, a good portion of them, what we know after a couple of years is there's a lot of scumbags. That's why they get into it. So never feel inferior to these people. These people are inferior to you. They just trick you into thinking, I should be in charge, I'm better. And some people fall for it. And then that's how this cycle happens. But most of them are garbage.
It's the image that's portrayed. Also, there's this, I think he's running for a mayor or...
The crackhead?
No, not the crackhead. There's another politician in the States. I think in the state of New York. It just came out. I think it went viral this morning.
Oh,
the kid, something Cutler. Weiner, something Weiner, Zach Weiner.
He's a young kid, and they had him with a dominatrix. The video came out.
And he just went out.
He's tied up. He's gagged. He has a ball gag in his mouth.
Yeah.
A child?
No. He's running for office.
In his 30s, I think.
Okay. But he looks like a nerd. No, he's young. He's young, but he looks like a nerd.
Okay.
And he put his balls
Bro, I
on
was going to freak out.
But he put his balls on the table. He's like, literally put his balls on the table while she was whipping them. But he said, like, you know what? This is what I do. Yeah, okay. Please don't forget to vote. That's what it is. I just go full out assuming.
Can I tell you, when I saw it, the reason why, and I had jokes, but the reason why I didn't dominatrix New York, I guess.
I think it's Zach Weiner. I don't know how you're supposed to.
Zach.
I thought when you were explaining, I thought it was like those, you know, when they have it, like in LA, they have those drag shows and they implement kids
it's
and
full
shit.
out. It's a guy that just likes to be dominated.
Okay, so it's an adult. Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm showing the thing to everyone now, the photo. So essentially, the reason why I didn't make a joke and retweet about it, I'll tell you why. It's very simple. He didn't hurt anyone.
That's true.
It was a personal
Straight
thing.
up.
That's what the fuck this guy likes.
If anything, he hurt himself.
Who am I? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Like, who am I to tell the guy, it's not my kink. I don't give a
100%.
fuck. It's going to do. That's the only reason why I didn't make fun. Like, I didn't do anything. I was like, it's him. Like,
And he
what the
assumed
fuck do
it.
I
He
care?
didn't try to hide it. There was no PR team behind. Well, actually, people are saying that he might have planted this to maybe give him traction, because I would have never known who he was if it wasn't from this tweet. And it's also like this new thing of like normalize X, normalize Z, normalize Y. And he's just like, yeah, I like BDSM. What the fuck are you going to do about it? Please vote.
Yeah, I don't care. Because that's the thing. I don't care. Had he kidnapped someone, different story.
100%.
But I don't give a fuck. He could have been blowing 8 dinosaurs for all. I don't give a shit.
100% do whatever the fuck you like doing.
Whatever the fuck you want. It's consenting adults. He paid her to beat him up. Weird. I think it's weird, but it's not my position to tell him you can't run for office. He
beat
might
up
be the
his
best
balls.
mayor. How the fuck do I know?
No.
Who the fuck knows?
Imagine he does incredible changes.
He should dress up like in Kick-Ass 2, the motherfucker. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Kick-Ass 2, motherfucker. I guess I'll put it up for the people.
He took his mom's BDSM
Yeah.
outfit, cut it up, and that was his supervillain outfit.
Yeah, let me try to find it.
That was so funny.
The motherfucker. I can find a photo. Yeah.
And then his
So imagine.
his henchman was like, "Bro, come on."
Yeah, he's like, bro, that's your mom's. He's like, I know. I found a nice one. Yeah,
Isn't he the guy that played McLovin?
yeah, it's McLovin.
Yes, it's McLovin.
So yeah, right there. The motherfucker. So imagine that guy's running for office. That would be amazing.
Ah, shit.
And anyways, people are going to forget it. They're going to forget about this in maybe 13 hours.
Yeah, in the end, like I said, who gives a shit? Because he's not hurting anyone. It's funny, but he's not hurting anyone. Who gives a shit at this point? So that's not the only news that happened. You said there's a romantic story that you have for us.
Ah, yes. Speaking of BDSM and shit like this,
But just some
Shit.
this isn't BDSM, but I mean, like, it involves handcuffs. Couple handcuff themselves together to prove love, break up 4 months later.
Repeat that because you don't speak English properly.
Couple handcuff themselves together to prove love.
Couple handcuff themselves together to prove their love.
Yeah.
See how I said it differently?
Oh, but that's because I'm reading it. It's written like this.
Yeah, you should have been able to.
And then they break up 4 months later.
Yeah, because they were attached at the hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's never going to work. I don't care how in love you think you are.
Yeah.
If you attach yourself to someone, you're going to kill them.
Okay, that wasn't like a public statement at some sort of LGBTQ.
It was a public statement
Okay,
also.
but in which context? What was the context?
There was no just that they're in love.
No, I thought it was something like a protest or something as like a anti-gay protest or whatever, and they handcuffed each other to show that they're
No,
it's just a straight couple.
Valentine's Day of this year, a Ukrainian couple thought their love was unbreakable.
Ukrainian, okay.
And in an effort to prove how serious they were, Victoria Pustovitova.
Hold on, what?
Pustovitova.
Hold on, what?
Pustovitova.
Life imitates art.
Victoria
Pustovitova.
Pustovitova. Okay, yeah. Say it again for our Greek listeners.
Pustovitova.
Gay Victova. I got it.
Oh, pusto means gay in Greek.
Yeah, Pusto means gay, yeah.
And
A gay
Alexander.
guy.
And Alexander Kudley.
Cuddly.
Decided to handcuff themselves together. But it turns out there's one thing that can break the unbreakable bond: industrial bolt cutters. After just 123 days, the couple...
Why do you say just? That's a lot of days.
Yeah. Handcuffed together? Yeah.
Fuck that.
That's a lot of days in general.
Imagine having to fucking grab his seat when she's taking a shit or vice versa. That's not-
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Even showering, just a basic function of showering. Like, how the
Yeah.
fuck? Wait. Who published that?
RT.
That's the news. Like
Russia
this is
Today.
the-
Maybe it's anti-Ukrainian propaganda.
Look at these Ukrainians.
You want them to have Crimea? They're gonna Crimea River.
But how is
Very
there no
sensitive.
other news to publish among than
Here's
just a random couple that handcuffed each other?
And here's another one that I found very entertaining. Family shocked as their cremated cat returns home unharmed.
Explain this.
So basically, this was a UK couple, UK family. Sorry, they thought their cat died, so they cremated it, and they thought it was their cat. But then their real cat, so probably they probably cremated a similar looking cat to theirs.
What was the cat?
And they
But
thought
did
it
they
was theirs.
murder the other cat?
No, it was dead already.
So they just cremated a random cat.
Yeah, they cremated.
And they kept
somebody
its
else's-
remains.
Yeah, they cremated somebody else's cat.
Imagine doing that to your grandmother.
Imagine.
And your grandmother walks in, you're like,
Dios mío.
cremating somebody's grandmother.
who did we set on fire? And then someone's like, have you seen my grandma?
Was it a live cat? Did they hold on?
But I mean, wait. You would know that your dog is your dog. How the fuck do you
Yeah.
cremate another cat?
When missing from
Maybe it looked a lot
home
alike.
in Warrington, Cheshire on May 19. Days later, Rachel saw a similar looking dead cat on the motorway. They thought it got run over. So,
they
looked very
stopped on the
similar.
motorway to pick up a dead
Bro,
cat.
they
from the
cremated a skunk.
Oh,
I guess she was smoking a lot of weed.
Frankie-
Maybe that's why the car hit her.
They called the cat Frankie. Frankie returned home several days later, hungry and frail, but still very much alive. So we cremated someone else's cat.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
street.
We cremated
That's
someone
retarded.
else's cat. Like,
Oh shit!
The fuck are these fucking stories?
yeah, Poseidon finds him. This is his realm.
Yeah, this.
But there's someone that has a bachelor's in journalism who just goes on the internet and whatever he sees as like fucked up videos on World Star just becomes a clickbait and it's a headline now.
None of them are doing journalism anymore. No CNN,
no such
Fox.
thing.
None of them is. It's all editorial pieces of my opinion is fuck that guy. None of them are doing journalism.
the
no such thing.
Babylon Bee is doing more journalism.
Yeah, there's satires.
They're
proven.
satire,
Yeah.
they're doing.
It's so crazy what's happening now. No more journalism.
Yeah, it's
You-
become a clusterfuck.
Even CBC, I saw something yesterday. I was laughing. I was backstage. I was like, "What kind of headline is this?" It was something so clickbaity, but you could tell that when you would click on it, it's not the way it seems. But they used it. And I was like, "Why are you doing this? You're being paid by taxpayers. Just conduct some journalism."
You know why I think this has happened?
I think it's because of us. I think it's because of the internet.
Yeah,
I think it's
I was about to
because
say that.
non-mainstream stuff became so much more engaging, entertaining. They couldn't keep up. Like why they were mad at Rogan when Don Lemon was complaining. How come Joe Rogan has millions of people watching him and I don't? Because of that, because of what you just said. Because you're bitching about his success instead of offering the truth, for example.
They can't offer the truth.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing where the guy that jacked off on CNN came back and then they had to sit down and
Toobin, yeah, we're still getting
Toobin.
views on the old This Just Thing video of Toobin. People are looking at it now and they're getting mad because they think it just got made now. Like people are fucking stupid. They don't look at the date.
But just the fact that the anchor woman was just sitting down and be like, so would I do the honors? And then like, so you were caught masturbating in front of
Oh, they said that too? I didn't
that's
see
what-
that.
that's- You didn't see that at the morning show when he
no.
came back? So he came back last week. And he's sitting with the anchor woman, and the anchor woman looks at him. He's like, "Welcome back, Mr. Toobin. Good to have you." He's like, "Thank you very much." And then she goes, "So let me do the honors of stating why you were absent for a couple of months." And then she's like, "A couple of months back on a Zoom call, you were caught masturbating." He's like, "Oh yes, I was." It's like this is awkward little laughter, like small talk laughter. And he goes,
If you'd maybe wear pants sometimes, Heather, I wouldn't have to jack it in public.
and the back and forth is so awkward because at some point he's like, I really took some time off to reflect. I spent some time with my family. I did community service.
I jerked off in front of homeless people.
He started stating that if fucking, you imagine every time you had to fucking jack off if you do community service, the guy jacked off by mistake in front of a camera.
Yeah, why did you do community service?
It's this whole thing.
It was dumb and it was funny, but like it was an accident. He wasn't like, yo, check this out. It was an accident. If he said, "Yo, check this out, watch me" or whatever, different story.
Yeah.
But it was an accident.
No, sorry. Community service is when you put community service upon someone, right? For like an action, illegal action, isn't it?
Yeah.
The public service, right? That's the proper
Like
term.
he went to a soup kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. Went
For
to soup
what?
kitchen.
Because he jacked off.
He went to soup kitchens, gave seminars about not jacking
Dude,
off.
Poseidon would have built 47 houses for the Haitians if that was the case. Come on.
Wait, what?
What?
I've never been caught on camera masturbating.
No, but if
If you would've
masturbating would lead to that.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I do have some unclear thoughts before I masturbate, though. Sometimes it does take a couple of wanks to be able to see clearer and be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is the right decision to do.
Yeah, of course. That's why it's
Yeah.
it's your best friend. It's your tool.
It's my friends traveled. He got engaged, and before he got engaged, he booked that was a couple of years back, like a Euro trip. They went for like 6 weeks, him and his friend. And he said anytime he was at a club, if ever there was a girl that he was interested in or like was giving him vibes, he would have to go to the bathroom, jack off, and then he'd come back like, oh,
I don't even like this girl.
Fuck this. Like, this is not worth destroying my home for this. So you just, every time you're about to fucking do
I appreciate the effort. However, he became the club jacker, which is also. What are you doing there? Saving my marriage.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes life is tough. You can't just go out and
Oh shit.
Guido Cocomelo had a joke like that once. I remember on stage. It was funny. He did that. He's like, and then he went and told his wife. He's like, you see what I did for you? She's like, wait, what are you telling me?
Oh yeah. I remember that.
I was supposed to be proud of you.
Yeah, you jerked off in a bar. Yeah, to save us. You get like I'm a cool dude. He had a good. It was good. It was a good bit. Yeah.
Has it ever happened to you that you approach your wife now and be like, try to show her like, hey, I'm a good guy. Like I did this for you, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Nah.
I feel like you're a very level-headed person when it comes to that stuff.
I don't know if I'm level-headed. It's more.
I think you repress it properly.
It's not. I don't know. Do I repress? It's more of like I'm very busy too.
You don't have time to jack
I don't
off.
have time to do anything. Like
That's true.
It's very like he knows too. We're talking this. Like I'm always. Yesterday we were finished. I had to with the traffic. We left at 2:03. I went to drop off my dog and the wife in Park X. Then 2 something. We're in every highway was closed. They closed the 41st. Like yeah. And then when we were done there, then she was at I went to go pick them up. It was fucking crazy. 10:30 at night. Like I'm always. My entire days are full, so I don't have time to fuck around.
Yeah, we got home at. Well, I got home at 11:30.
Yeah.
You dropped me off.
And
at
I dropped him
11:30.
off before I went home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Brassard is like a hour helicopter ride from fucking here.
Yeah, and
How was the
also
show?
it's because I had to go pick up the wife downtown, and then she had her friend, and we dropped her off, and it was a long fucking night.
How was the show?
Shows were good, especially the second one was very, very good.
Did it feel good to be back?
Oh, I felt good to be back. I've been doing French a lot though. I only did English. Here's the funny thing. So French, even though I've been doing it more than English because it's not my first language, it's always a little bit tougher. But English was funny is I was nervous going up on Friday. I go, oh, I'm going to fuck this up. My timing is going to be off. Like John Singatar was there. We're all talking. My timing is going to be off. And then as soon as I went on stage, it was like I never missed a day in English.
It's like a bicycle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've seen you
Super
perform in
language.
French. It came back pretty fairly.
I came back fairly quickly. Yeah, French, I needed one set to come back. English, I didn't need anything. I walked on stage and it was normal.
Are you starting to write a new hour, or you're mostly
Yeah,
polishing the old stuff?
I'm polishing and I'm getting rid of a lot of the old one because the world changed. The same stuff, the references are too old now. So I'm removing those and I'm talking about some new stuff. So I'm polishing off the old stuff that worked and I'm going to keep them with the new stuff to then get the new hour tight. And we're going to go out and do
and get back
more
on
of
the
that.
road. You did 10 minutes in French?
In French, about 12 to 15.
And there was 250 people, I assume. That's the max.
What was the max in there?
250. I think.
250, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 1,200 seater,
beautiful
right? It's a
venue.
beautiful place. But what they did is they took out all the seats that were empty because they couldn't have people there. They physically removed them, so it looked full. It didn't feel weird. Like there's distance. It looked like a cool setup.
Yeah.
But did you perform at any places that it felt weird? Because even last year we got stopped in March. Then everything came back in like July-ish, end of June, July-ish. When I started performing again, never did I feel like, oh, this feels off. All people have their masks. All people are distanced. Like it's a fucking show. We're here, and people have been giving so much love too during. I mean, the shows that I've done.
Like Theater St. Catherine, you did shows with me
Yeah.
too over there. I didn't feel weird.
No,
I felt weird the first time I went on stage, but that was me. Like it was the first time in months, and I had to get my shit together. But then the second show that night, I was fine. I was back. But no, everyone's excited. Everyone
even
wants to be there.
Bordel, I've done it with the plexiglass, without the plexiglass, with the
Is the
distance.
plexiglass on now, Bordel?
No,
They took it off.
They took off the plexiglass in front of the stage,
Good.
and they removed the first row.
Okay, nice.
So it's like people are at an actual 2 meters behind.
That's amazing though, and then
And-
everything works better.
Fucking sick. I did it once last week and before, and it's just been fucking amazing.
I'm gonna call in to go do some spots. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and people are so fucking excited. I had a barbecue with my family for Father's Day today. It just feels so fucking good to finally be sitting together, outside, inside, whatever the fuck it is, and be like, okay, there's no stress of are the cops gonna come and shoot us when we're not in the maybe the this the that.
Man, that's the vibe I got when we went to Peroni.
Oh yeah, it was normal.
Bro, I chilled, bro. It felt so good to just sit, have a drink.
Yeah.
Inside, not
Felt
feel
amazing,
like
yeah.
not feel stressed about. Because I mean, I was seeing my girlfriend during even though we don't live together, I was seeing my girlfriend, but every time we'd be like, okay, if the cops show up, we'll hide under the couch, and then this, and then this fucking
The
bullshit.
fact that we have to, first of all, it's all nonsense. Because I realized something because I was talking with friends who were traveling and they were asked like a little while ago to do the quarantine. Remember the quarantine hotel? And like I know, like I found out yesterday, one of our mutual friends said no. And like we're gonna send you a fine. It's like okay, send in the mail. Never got it. It was months ago. I was like, get the fuck out of here. But what I was like, this is how you know it's theater, because if it really is, this is because of health reasons, you have to go to the quarantine hotel. You can't quarantine in your house, right? Then you wouldn't have the option to find someone. That sounds more like a bribe. Pay me $750 and you don't have to go there. You get it? Because if it was actually dangerous, you wouldn't have if it was like the end of the world, you wouldn't have like I can't show up with a bomb and then be like, either you give us the bomb or you got to pay $750 and you could take the bomb with you. There wouldn't be a negotiation.
Or even you're gonna pay $750 maybe in 3 years.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We'll send you if it gets by mail. Then maybe you'll be able to pay the.
So it's like a lot of it is theater. And then how as soon as the Montreal Canadiens were in the conference finals, they're like, no, you don't need to quarantine. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? If you have to do 2 vaccines, even if you get in touch with someone positive,
Yeah, that's fine.
Play on the
Did you get some players like, no, I don't want to get vaccinated. That's cool too, bro. That's cool too. We don't just go play. None of this is real.
It's not, some people are getting fed up, bro.
Yeah.
Even I think even in the media, the higher ups, all this people.
The higher ups aren't getting because I know people who are still traveling a lot, but they're doing it like private jet style, so they don't have that's what we talked about. Remember yesterday in the green room, I was like, how the fuck's he going here and here? And my friend's like, well, it's private jets. I go, well, doesn't he have the same rules? Like, nah, bro. He goes, you're an idiot. He goes, there's different classes of people.
It's like Trudeau that said, I quarantined in the hotel. Get the fuck out
Oh yeah,
of
what a
here.
liar! It was the morning they went today. It was negative. 8 hours later, they were out. Yeah,
You tell me what.
But the hotels are getting sued, eh?
yeah, they're gonna have a lot of problems. Yeah,
It's you can't you let's say you want to abide by the rules, or you're like fuck it, it's not constitutional for me to be locked up in this shit.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's uncle came back from Lebanon or Armenia, and they told him no, you don't have a choice but to quarantine. He's like okay. After the first day, he had to pay the whole $2,000. That's at the beginning when they just
Christ,
implemented
bro.
it. They're like, oh, okay. After one day it was negative, you can go back home and quarantine at home. He's like, but I paid for 3 days. They're like, oh, okay, but that's not how it works. He's like, I'm staying here. They're like, no, sorry. He's like, I'm staying here. I paid for this. They're like, oh no, this is not. He's like, well, remove me from the room. He went upstairs and stayed in the room. He called for room service for the supper. He stayed the 3 nights, had breakfast, lunch, supper, and then he left the 3rd.
the funny thing you can do when you show up there is you're like, I don't have a credit card.
You have to pay cash. I don't have cash.
I don't have cash.
I lost my wallet.
No, I don't have enough money. I'm broke. What do you want me to do? Yo, Gary says he saw my doppelganger in the Mile End yesterday as a woman though, but same haircut. Some people have sent me good photos on Facebook, and even you one time when you were up north of doppelgangers. Bro, the one that he sent me,
That was fucking creepy.
Saint-Sauveur, even the picture he sent me, it was live. He was in Saint-Sauveur, I was in Montreal. He sent me a picture of a guy in Saint-Sauveur. When I saw it, I was like, oh, fuck, that's like a picture. I guess he took a picture of me a few years ago somewhere at a bar. But he was like, no, bro, this is right now.
This is happening as we speak. Because the guy was looking at me. I was staring at him like this. I was just
he thought
like, what the fuck is going on?
thought it was me.
I'm like, did he not tell me that he was performing that night?
I have a few doppelgangers. I've never seen a woman doppelganger, but I have seen like people saying pictures. Yo, bro, look at how much this guy looks like you. But then when you talk to them or whatever, you see it's not me. But whether I have the hair down, the hair up, there's people who look, I guess because the beard makes you look similar to a lot of other people with beards, and if they're a little chubby and like it.
Bro, speaking of freaky doppelgangers, remember when I was having a coffee outside the Cafe Neo, and I was waiting for Guido, and you were supposed to come also, but finally you couldn't make it?
Yeah.
Bro, I was sitting there waiting across, bro, and I see a Fusion pull up. I'm like, oh, there he is. Somebody comes out, bro, ponytail style, same fade, bro, same beard, bro. And I'm like, and you're there, and you're walking, you're talking, I'm like, what is it? And then you're pulling, I thought it was you. The guy's pulling out boxes from his trunk and giving them to
Like
the
he's
guy.
selling stuff.
Yeah. And I'm like, what is he doing?
Why am I not pulling
And then
these
I'm
boxes
staring.
out of
And then I'm staring. I'm like, what is he doing? What's been going on? And then I look at bro, it was a fusion too. Bro, I look at the fusion. I look at the guy, bro, he even moved like you, bro.
Okay, that's weird.
Bro,
Move
I
like
was-
me, no.
Bro, I was sitting there, bro. I was like,
And then you
oh
saw
my
his
God,
plate.
that's not Pantelis, bro. Bro, I was like,
I have some doppelgangers out there.
Bro,
yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
doppelgangers out there.
Imagine they commit a crime one day, and because people know me, like I'm more public, they're like, I know who that is.
His podcast is great, but he just killed a 6-year-old.
Yeah, a cop coming and sees me, look, this looks just like you. Like, I know it does, but I got a lot of doppelgangers. Shut up, stupid.
That's fucking hilarious because I look exactly, especially a couple years back, I looked exactly like my brother. So one day we were going clubbing and we have some mutual friends. We were going to meet them at a club, and there was some of his friends from high school. They haven't seen each other in like 10 years. So I'm walking in the club and people are coming up to me and they're saying hi and they're hugging me and they're like, long time no see, brother. How are you doing? This, that. And I have no clue who they
You're
are.
like, hey, I'm good.
Maybe from a show or something. I'm like, oh, fuck, these are my brother's high school friends. And I just went with it for a solid 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, university has been good. It's been pretty rough. I'm coming back from Sherbrooke every week and whatever. They're like, yo, man, we've seen you hustle. We went to your events. Not even comedy because my brother used to host events in clubs. So like, yeah, we've been going to your events and this. And I'm like, okay, good. 15 minutes later, my brother walks in with a different shirt, whatever it is, and you just see their faces. They were fucking hammered.
no.
But it happened on multiple occasions where I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just go with it.
They years ago when we were younger, Milton and Costa looked a lot alike, and then Costa started to look more manly, whatever. But they looked a lot alike. Like you could, especially when Milton had lost weight, they looked a lot alike. And Milton was going to Park Metro, and a girl goes up to him and starts yelling at him, "You fucking piece of shit! Never call me again." He's like, I don't know who the fuck this woman is. You think you just fuck me and then not call me and this whole thing, and you forgot your fucking key at my house. And she throws the key, and then it was his actual key. It was the key for his house. He's like, what the fuck? And then it took him all to realize, and then we had to tell him, like, yeah, it's probably your brother. He's like, oh fuck, because that's why. Yeah, that's why she had the key to your fucking house, stupid. You know, it was his brother. And she saw him and she thought it was him. She's like, you stupid son of a bitch! You think you just fuck me and never call him back?
That's funny.
And Milton's getting yelled at. He's like, I don't do it.
Thought he was having Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Pantel, stop stealing people's barbecues. Oh, are there thieves of barbecues that look like me?
Oh, Jesus
That would be
Christ.
amazing.
Fuck, today would be a nice day for a barbecue.
The good thing is, if ever that happens, it would be funny if it's like, what's your alibi? And it's like, it's during a recording of a podcast, and they're trying to prove that I'm a good guy, and it goes to me calling someone a retard. Look, I know what he's saying isn't nice, but he said it at the same time as that robbery, so it wasn't him.
Oh, that's funny.
There's a lot that could be held up against us.
I think my voice is unique. I think I have a weird comic voice.
Yeah, you do have a comics voice. That's
Yeah.
true. You do have this. There's a pitch in your voice that's very specific to a podcaster. But I'm saying, like, we've recorded so many hours of content.
Oh, they could deep fake the fuck out of me.
First of all, they could deepfake, and often I'll release a podcast, and like 3 weeks later, I'll have a friend or someone that listens that texts me like, "Oh, this was so funny," and I'm like, "Oh, but what did I say?"
Yeah, bro.
I have no fucking
Bro, that happens to me.
Bro.
Literally after a podcast,
Yeah.
I've completely forgot. And like, oh, that was a good line. Or I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't even. When did I say this?
Who said
Just
this?
now. You said that an hour ago.
Bro, I've had people that have recognized me come up to me, bro. I loved it when you said this, or they start talking to me about like something I spoke about on a podcast. And I look at them, I go, "How do you know I spoke about? Like, when did
He's
I tell
angry.
you this?
How do you know that about me?
Yeah, how do you know
You
that?
said it
On a podcast
publicly.
You know your job.
I go, oh shit, yeah, bro.
Poseidon fist bumps them. Good, bro. Thanks for support.
Or sometimes like when there's clips or like a picture, and then like it's very funny to me because if you want to know what we're talking about, like go see the video. I'm like, I forgot what we were talking about too. Let
Me too,
go
me
see
too.
it.
When Jason does that, I see the picture. I'm like, what the fuck did we talk about? Because we just shoot the shit so much, you
Yeah,
forget.
exactly.
You forget what you're saying, and also the often it'll be like a very specific thing of, yeah, you looked so stupid saying this, or oh, that was fucking hilarious, and then they send you a screech. Oh, sorry, it was sous-écoute. I have a friend at work because I did sous-écoute, and there was one of the questions at the end where it's like, if you could make a living doing something else than comedy, what would you be doing? And I'm like, I don't even make a living yet doing comedy, so I still have a day job. And I sort of mentioned that like I work at X place, but without mentioning it because I can't say where I work. And at the end, I'm like, I go with the whole phrase of like, I do technical support in a mall somewhere on the North Shore where I want to kill myself every day. And then people started laughing, and people at work came up to me and they're like, oh, that's so funny what you said about work. And I'm like, what the fuck? What did I say about work?
Yeah, you got nervous.
I'm like, and I don't have access to the episode. 'cause it's on Patreon.
Remember when you gave away our passwords? That was hilarious. You're like,
So every time I'm like, what the fuck did I say about work? So then some people ended up sending me the clip because I don't have access to the Patreon. The episode's not released yet. So I'm like, fuck, did I say something that I shouldn't have? But I had my managers come to some of my shows and I openly say that I hate my fucking job and no issues whatsoever.
now between the English, the French, me being guest on different podcasts, like there's nothing, like they know everything. Like there's nothing more I could say. They know high school stories.
So
they know now, like
everything.
they know everything. So now it's just up to me to make them laugh. Yo, we're getting organized soon, eh?
Well,
We're getting organized. Tour coming back. What are we doing?
Tour coming back. I think we're gonna start doing. Ça va pas être une lancée, as in it's not. It won't be like a month that we get the fuck out. I feel like I have a good plan that we're gonna talk about afterwards.
Okay.
We'll hit some hotspots that are already in the green zones and even the yellow zones flipping to green zones too. And
I get weird messages. I get messages from Sherbrooke, Trois-Rivières, all kinds of
Sherbrooke,
places.
Trois-Rivières, Quebec is 1,000%.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what's the situation in Montreal, maybe North Shore-ish a bit later. But then there's I don't know if there's some pull in Abitibi. Shoot in the comments.
Well, I got for Val d'Or too. I got messages, but it's just very far.
Val d'Or is far, so we'd
that
have
has
to go
to
for
be-
like 3 shows.
Yeah, that has to be really planned properly. Yeah.
The Val d'Or would have to be for like 3 shows. But we were waiting just for venues to open up a bit more. Because, I mean, we could have went a month ago or a month and a half
But it
ago.
was iffy.
It was iffy first. Also, people were wearing masks inside. And the people that love you are degenerates. So we want them to drink. We want them to have fun. It's like, we want the venue to make money too. You don't want to show up somewhere and like...
The venue can't sell its
the venue
booze.
can't sell booze. I mean, they need to make their money somehow. So you still need to rent the place. But you want to go there and you want to actually live the experience. So if we're going somewhere now where there's 0 cases for like 2-3 weeks, even people are going to be more comfortable coming out. So it's coming up.
I just remembered something. I got a message. Justin Vin is gonna hook me up with his. I don't know if it's gonna work, but because people always ask about buying merch, and I keep having to explain. We don't. Whoever you see with T-shirts, they won them. They didn't buy them. It's very, like the only thing that was ever on sale for a very limited run a bit was the null shirts, which are hard to find. And some people bought those, but handful here in Montreal, you can't buy them. We give away the shirts. You have to win them on Patreon or other events. Sometimes like when we're live, we'd give shirts away and shit like that. But what we're gonna do, because people keep saying, I want to buy a shirt, because I can't sell shirts, bro. It's a whole complicated thing to have on my site. We carry inventory, mail them out. It's a huge process.
Yeah.
So it's not another thing I want to take on. But I gotta talk to Justin Vin because Orchid, it's the next Pantelis podcast. It's already on Patreon. It'll be up this week, I think tomorrow for everyone else. He has a guy he's working with now. He's from Montreal, and he has a website that he runs where it's bands. He does rock band shirts, and he handles all that stuff. So basically, he sells your. I'm gonna talk. I don't know if he's interested because he's only doing bands. If he wants to do podcasts, then if he does, I could do a link on my site, and maybe I'll have my store there where I don't have to worry about it. I sell through him. He makes the shirts, sells them, and we collect the revenue. And
you reinvest in here. So, I mean, it's cool that you're promoting it and you're motivating people to get the merch. And it's more like it's an exclusive thing. Like you're signing up to the Patreon. You're part of the family. We all rock the swag and whatever. But I mean, it could still be a good income, and people want to support you too.
And people, that's the thing is, I get more requests that people are like, I'm already on the Patreon. I won this shirt. I want another one. Can I buy it? Like I can't because I can't start selling one shirt. I don't want to sell any shirts. It's a whole thing, dude, to carry. Like if I would put up the store, I'm set up to put up a store on my website. They set me up with that. But it's a whole fucking nightmare. It's not the business I want to be in.
It's not the business that you want to be in. I mean, you have the physical space to be able to carry a bit of inventory.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do, let's say, I'm going to call it a season. Like this design, you end up printing 50.
Yeah.
And let's say 35 people buy them, and then you're stuck with 15, or it starts piling up.
Yeah.
Does the guy do some sort of drop shipping where it's people that order by the unit, he prints it and he ships them?
Yeah, he does. Like I have to pay for each shirt I make. I think it's going to cost me just the template because of the color. You have to have that vector that you make. A couple $100.
For each shirt? Okay, you buy the template. The
I have no choice. And then after it's cheaper per shirt.
That's
but
normal.
if I want to sell them, I have to pay a couple $100 each logo because I have a lot of shades on them. So the Pantelis podcast, if I do live or 2 drink minimum, what I'm thinking, Pantelis podcast for sure, and maybe null shirts. They're simple to make. I don't know, something like that in the beginning, like have a limited run and see how that goes.
I have no doubt, especially with the following that you have on Patreon, on Twitter and whatever. And also it's cool. We used to do Haboubs and Alous, and we printed a bunch of hoodies. And
he does all kinds of. I don't know if he's gonna want to, like I said, take on podcasts. It would be cool, but I'll ask him because if he wants to take on podcasts, then I'll talk to you guys. Maybe we'll have like a podcast section. We'll have different merch.
yeah, we'll start building it up there.
Yeah, but if he wants, because it's still audio, because he does metal and music and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
You think he wouldn't want, like, I mean, the business?
No,
business.
I'm not saying if I was him, I would obviously want.
Yeah.
I got nothing to lose. But I mean, maybe he hates podcasts. I don't fuck. I haven't spoken to the guy yet.
Maybe
I
he
gotta
hates
speak.
you.
Maybe he hates me. But from what Justin told me, what will be good is that he doesn't just do shirts. He does all the metal stuff. So, hoodies, hats, patches, all that shit. So you give people different options.
Ashtrays.
I don't know.
That'd be fucking sick.
ashtrays,
Bottle
yeah.
openers that.
Because bro, I've seen who does this Slut Whisperer, or he does a good job, very good job with his merch.
Yeah.
Like he'll do like weed holders. He literally has cocaine plates. Like if you want to do cocaine, bro, all kinds of.
Well, we're
crazy
not in
merch.
that business.
No,
Poseidon,
obviously,
but
We're family friendly.
But no, obviously, I understand. But like, there's a wide range of products. Is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain.
Yeah.
He even does like skateboards. Like,
There's something cool about that type of merch. Like, it's cool to have shirts, hoodies, caps. People are always going to want them. Let's say a pouch. You make a pouch with like the Pantelis.
Yeah, there's
logo
something
on
cool
it.
about that, yeah.
There's something about having something different where it catches the eye. Like money clips.
everyone has that, but you have a money clip with like the
have something
podcast
different.
logo.
There's
Like,
like-
what is that? Yeah.
There's the guys that Full Send, the Nelk Boys. I don't know if you've seen their videos. It's like a couple of frat kids that started in Canada.
Okay.
Ended up going to the States, and now they're huge.
Good,
They make
good.
these videos where they go party in cities, and they're very tight with the UFC, whatever. They're coming up with their seltzer, and they also have their thing is like full send, like you send a bottle, you chug it. They have bottle openers, but it's like high quality bottle openers. That's something different where you have them on your set of keys. If your friend shows up with a flashy red bottle opener, it's like, oh, the fuck is this? A shirt is cool, but I feel like we need to look into merch for your podcast, for our podcast. That's like, okay, lighters, a limited edition.
Yeah,
one.
that I like that kind of shit.
Lighters
Yeah.
with
Lighters,
the colors of the podcast. So I feel like your shades are more blue, white, black.
Yeah.
Us, it's the flashy orange. So
it's a Pantelis podcast.
yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah. Anyway, so just people know. So I am working on it. I'm going to try to provide an option where people could buy merch. It's just I don't want to do it directly through us because it's a whole other venture. And now we're doing so much. We're trying to build this place up.
You're doing so fucking much, man. Trying
Yeah,
to build the fucking place up.
Yeah, I don't want to take that on because if you take on too much, then everything starts suffering.
Yep.
So I'm like, no, I'll wait. Dude, I was supposed to have Maxime Bernier on last week
Okay.
on the whichever podcast he wanted.
The-
So he's not showing up. So I text him, calls me, and he's telling about what happened in Manitoba. I'm like, it was completely fucked up. I agree with him. And then I realized I'm like, okay, where's this going, bro? What is he gonna show up? Like, what the fuck's happening? And then he thanked me for my my public service and how he can't wait to like help my campaign. Or he thought it was someone else, bro. He got mixed up that day when it came. So then I was like, I didn't have the heart to tell him. I was like, thank you, I appreciate it.
We will work
I'm
hard.
I'm gonna work hard. I'm a good politician. And then I just waited and then I hung up. I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to call him back now. It's too awkward to be like, I talked to you for 20 minutes and then I only realized at the end that you called the wrong guy.
Wait, so was he actually confirmed for the podcast?
He was confirmed in the podcast, but I
feel
guess
like-
he forgot. And then when I sent him a message, he thought of something else. So he called the wrong. Anyways,
Do you think he realized like a few minutes later or something?
I don't think he realized because he would have called. I think he's so busy because
They
he's
don't
a
even think about it.
politician. But it just made me laugh. I was like, this isn't a good look.
I feel like you're one of the rare podcasts, especially that you're doing it bilingual now, because I was thinking about it and we were talking with Jacob. I would like to see someone, I like to see controversial people on podcasts.
Yeah.
Like when someone controversial goes on Rogan, I know that Rogan, up to a certain point, is impartial. So he's not left, he's not right, he's trying in the middle, and he's trying to get something out of the person
Yeah, it
as a
speaks.
conversation.
Yeah.
What you did with Haley, Haley, the
Oh yeah, Ellen Boudreau.
Hélène
Yeah.
Boudreau. I feel like you'd be able to get Marie-Pierre Morin here and sit down, and you're just dissociated enough from the French and the English side for people not to be like, oh, he's trying to capitalize on this. He's just trying to gain more views, and he's trying. So, who would be right now your like most controversial guest that you would like to receive?
Actually,
'Cause
what you
Maxime-
just mentioned, her. I think we're reaching out to try to get her on.
Okay.
Because I don't know much about her. I've just seen her.
But that's the thing, you don't know anything about her, so
Yeah.
that would be the best situation where someone does something fucked up, or society blames some person for whatever. Let's say a guy like Julien Lacroix, who was accused of rape, whatever it is, and he's trying to do his comeback. A lot of people, let's say, if he goes on other podcasts, would be like, "Oh yeah, they're just trying to capitalize on the views that he's going to bring them."
it's publicly known that personally I don't like him. That guy.
I'm using him as an example.
yeah. But I would
I'm
have
saying
I would have him on either way.
just to have the conversation. It's
Yeah.
not even if you want to give him your 2 cents and tell him to go fuck himself.
No,
then
not even
that's,
for that. There's no point in doing that. But just to, give a chance to say whatever the fuck he has to say, to hear from the horse's mouth, to understand what's going on. Because that whole situation seems fucked up to me.
Yeah.
So him, I would. I mean, most people I would let on. Like the people that I wouldn't let on is people that I know I can't have a conversation with.
Either not conversation or like someone that's actually a pedophile or like someone.
Yeah,
that's
but
actually
these
does
are the people I
fucked up
can't
shit.
have a
Yeah.
conversation with. I can't have a conversation with the pedophile because I can never have any form of sympathy for you. So it's never gonna be a conversation. It's gonna be you being like, I like kids, and me being like, go fuck yourself. So it's never, it can't work. But anyone else, like political difference, I don't give a shit. I could talk to most people. Like,
I wonder who the fuck would be good. Like, you were trying to get Stephen Guilbeault for a while, which he was fucking.
bro, this guy's too much of a pussy to come. Dude, the guy who's trying to censor the internet.
This fucking
This
loser.
fucking loser goes on regular mainstream media. They throw him softball questions, and he freaks out. He would die here, dude. He'd want the earth to open up and swallow him.
Without even difficult questions. It's just the guy asked him like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like,
I try to stop people from being free. I mean, fuck. The guy's an idiot. So he would never. It would be the worst thing he could do. He can't do mainstream shit. There's no way he can do mine.
especially with mainstream polished conversations where they're
setting you up.
These questions before.
They're setting you up to not look stupid, and you still manage to look stupid. So no, it's impossible for him to do a show like
get
mine.
rattled here.
He'd get fucking, and I wouldn't even do. Yeah, I wouldn't even do anything hard. I would just ask him straight up the questions, and he's like, "Oh, why are you asking me this?"
And you have me giggling in the corner.
Yeah, he's laughing. I rip him. Yeah, no, there's at first I didn't want any politicians, but then people kept asking like, no, like you always bring on comics, that's fun, this and that, but bring on like different, because I brought managers on, I brought like agents, and people like those episodes. So they're like, well, bring these people on because we want to see them in a real conversation.
Yeah.
Because they never have real conversations. They have like a 30-second sound bites on these political shows on TV, which is like the same questions over and over. And you never really know who they are. Like even Trudeau, people don't really know who Trudeau is. He's just saying the same fucking thing like a robot.
He doesn't even know who he is.
He doesn't even know who he is. It would be good to have long-form interviews with these people. And then you never know. People that you hate, you might start liking.
Yeah.
You might, okay, I get what you're saying there.
Yeah.
But the way you said it in 10 seconds really sounded different. You get to, that's how I think you bring people together.
It's always the case, and even with Rogan, he brings people from all over the spectrum.
That's what you have to
do. That's just to be able to get a clearer understanding of what's going on, and there's nothing fucking wrong with being curious. And we're not extremists in any sense of the word. We're just,
that's why I don't
we're
care.
just fucking curious.
That's why I don't give a shit when people talk about cancel. Aren't you worried about? Why would I worry? I don't give a fuck. I don't do anything evil.
Yeah.
I don't care. You don't like a podcast? Don't watch it. That's what I'm always surprised. If someone's watching and they hate it, it's like, well, that's your problem. I don't give a fuck.
Do you have a guilty pleasure in the sense of like someone that you hate that you always watch?
No, I don't have time to hate. Dude, I don't have time to watch shit I like.
You're very efficient with the I feel like what you consume is very efficient. It's like if I consume something, it's gonna be to talk about it
It's
on the
not
podcast.
even efficient, man. There's stuff that I miss out on. There's stuff that I wish I had time to, but I get tired too, man. That's the only thing is I'm waiting. If everything goes the way we're planning now and we're more structured, the Patreon gets bigger, maybe around September, I'll be able to hire and I'll reduce my schedule. Like I'll only have to come in to do my shows and then I'm out. And Poseidon and his minions can run the show. You know what I mean? Then it'll be less work for me, so I'll have more free time. But right now, dude, there's so much shit going on. Even if I want to, I don't have time. People throw me names. I don't know who the fuck they are. And like, go look at this video, go research this. I don't have time. I'm running around. I'm driving. I'm not going to, there's always something to do.
How would you feel being a manager?
Me or him?
I'd be fine
Studio
with it.
manager.
Yeah, he's going to end up being the studio manager for sure.
That's be
I'd be fine
fucking
with
sick.
this.
Yeah.
Not even 2 years ago, you were a couple minutes, a smaller studio, whatever it is. Now you're a studio manager, making the big leagues.
Yeah, you're in the big leagues, bro.
You're in the fucking big leagues podcasting. Did you ever think that you would get to this point?
No.
Genuinely.
No, genuinely no. I never
No?
thought. Dude, my buddy Viren was telling me about when I first started, when I convinced them to podcast in 2010, this Logitech microphone. You got to find it online. I'm going to see if I can find it. It's meant for one person and it's not even good. And we were 4 or 5 guys around it doing a show in a basement. Bro, it's so bad just thinking about it. And then even the other studio, even that was an upgrade. But now I would have never imagined it. Oh, I found the Logitech desktop mic. Oh, it's on eBay. Yeah, we should buy it.
You should buy it and frame it.
Yeah, this is. I'm putting it on the desktop.
Put it next to the
This
trophies.
is what we had started the 4H podcast with. I remember this microphone for for 5 people, 6 unless we have guests, and you wouldn't pass it around. It would just be in the middle. It was horrible.
To guarantee that the audio quality would be as shitty as possible.
Yeah, we made it. We made sure you hated listening to us. Yeah, that's what it is. So no, I never would have imagined. But dude, it motivated me. All the shit that I do is like, yo, you just have to keep. If you really believe in it, you just have to keep fucking punching.
Now we're at this point, fucking, because we were doing our research, we're like, okay, we're gonna look for a studio. We got the studio, and it's like
Your studio's fine.
we
I
were
like your
just
studio.
the studio is very good for what we're doing now, and it's like, okay, yeah, this thing is like a year old now, and we're already at the point where we have a studio, we have sponsors that pay for the studio, so it's like Jacob didn't even want to start a podcast a year ago, and he's like, no, there's too many podcasts, there's too many this, and
There's too many podcasts. That's true, but it doesn't mean that because there's too much food available at the grocery store. That doesn't mean that no one's gonna buy your brand of sauce if it's the better
100%.
sauce.
You want to start a restaurant, even if there's too many restaurants, do something original, do something very different. And now we had you on the podcast. We have tomorrow, I'm going to drop it now. We have Mike Ward on the episode tomorrow. And he was in the studio. And the first 6-7 minutes, I'm a bit shook because it's just like it's all going. It's like, okay, you did the Bordel last week. Like you did Sous-Écoute, and like Mike is in the studio now. It's like, I've worked with Mike in the past. We have a good
rapport,
working relationship, but it's like, no, Mike is doing your podcast in your studio.
Yeah.
And it's like we have the fucking painting with our faces on the back, and like people walk in, they're like, oh, fuck this. So it's just like you sit there and you're like, that's, I feel like a bit of an imposter. I'm like, oh, no, that we shouldn't be doing what we're doing right now.
Oh, no, that always happens. That happens to me too. The
'cause
imposter syndrome, yeah.
If I had a studio like this, I would be sitting down here. I'm like, yeah, no, this is not real. This is anything that I do often. And the first steps into something that like, you always break your own glass ceilings in the sense of like, I always wanted to start a podcast. I started one, and for me, it was this huge thing. And we start doing it regularly, and people listen. You're like, oh, what the fuck? People are listening to what I'm saying. That's the first step. Now we started getting guests. You get some guests of a certain level. You go, okay, they're there. Yesterday, 2 years ago, would you have thought that you'd be performing in French?
No, never.
You're doing Mike Ward's opening in fucking Brossard, which is a big venue. People, Quebec comics work all their lives to get to this point.
I know.
They work all their blood, sweat, and tears. They eat craft dinner. I just walk in right there. Like, you motherfuckers, get out of the way. So it's like, it's these steps that you need to cherish a bit, but there's always the imposter syndrome of like, yeah, no, I don't deserve this.
Gabe said something that's true that I didn't know it was innovative when I did it. So you did some innovative stuff, the 4x 1080p cameras on the one USB 3 hub to USB-C port, because that's what we had available.
Okay.
For Pantelis Live, that's still the setup for just this show. Pantelis Live, we're still using that setup. Something that on
The
paper...
USB-C hub has been fucking rammed.
Dude, on paper, it should not work. On paper, this stream should not be happening.
Don't these hubs disconnect you from the Wi-Fi usually? Or there was some...
Bro, it's not even that. It's just there's too much going into it, but it's fucking... It's been running. What am I gonna do? We didn't have any more money. We didn't have anything. So we're like, let's just try it.
No.
And then I was like tinkering. I was like, I think maybe this and this. Everybody's like, you're an idiot. It looks like a Frankenstein creation. And then it worked. And I was like,
I love how there's maybe $2,000 worth of microphones, $1,000 console. That's all going in like $15 USB-C hub. Like this thing is overheating. It's holding on to dear life.
yeah, it's overheating, holding on dear. But it's only for Pantelis Live because of how we have it, where Poseidon's on the show. But every other show now, it goes through the new setup, the
new
black
setup
magic stuff. Yeah,
the new setup is insane.
the new setup's fucking top. By the way, you know what I can't announce yet until they announce it. They have, when I'm gonna do those shows next month. I can't tell you guys yet, but you'll find out. When I went to look, they had a little less good setup than that. Which made me laugh. Like, do you have your own technician? I go, yeah, my producer's a fat guy. Know where I got this? And like,
you see this guy?
Is he going to be able to do this? I go, we have the better version of this. I'm just saying, for the record.
Wipe your shoulder off, just like
yeah. For the record, I go.
You take their console, you just go like, this is going in the garbage.
But the cameras they're going to give us are badass. They're the Black Magic. So
you're going to have to run their setup.
I'm going to have to run their setup there, which is almost the same, except their cameras are better.
Why don't they film here?
Oh, because I got to be on location. You're getting what I'm saying now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk dirty to me.
Oh, we'll talk. I get to pick the guests, so we'll talk.
When is this going to be announced?
I don't know.
Shortly.
Soon. Maybe this week. Maybe this week. Maybe next week.
And that's like, yeah.
But it was just funny when I saw that. I was like, fuck. Because I told them, I go, good job on the setup. They're like, are you sure? I go, dude, it's the same setup we have. I just have a better board because I upgraded because Poseidon wanted to do the double cams and all that shit.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason I go, you
Poseidon
guys
thinks
are...
he's Steven Spielberg now. He goes back.
Oh, he does that sometimes.
He thinks he's directing a fucking full feature length.
I'll call it. I'm like, what are you up to? He's like, I'm at the studio, bro. You'll never understand. You'll never know, bro. So I did this thing with these macros, bro. Now I got 2 macros. But one time I pressed this, bro, I fade in. But I don't fade out. I fade in. It looks new, but then I clip. It's a whole thing, bro. I spent 3 hours. I saw some videos. I'm the macro guy.
He showed me how the whole thing works. He's like, I press this, it goes, the screen pops. I'm like, but isn't this just 2 shots where when the one person talks, you press on one and then you press on 2? He's like, don't worry about it. When this guy's gonna say something, when he says something dramatic, it flips and then the other one goes in.
Oh wait, dude, no one's seen.
We haven't even tapped into the real,
the new stuff.
Yeah,
because now I'm able. He's testing some stuff on his podcast in Bed with Poseidon about the sound effects. I haven't let him. I don't want any sound effects on Pantelis podcast. But soon, I'm going to tell you guys this. The setup we have now, like Gapes mentioned, which shouldn't work, and it works, it's going to be obsolete. Poseidon's probably going to take over Pantelis Live on the console, like he does the other ones. And Pantelis Live, instead of having him, he's going to be where he is. We could talk to him. But I'm going to keep having guests probably. Like you'll be coming, Jacob, whoever the fuck it is, every Sunday. We just fuck around. So once that happens, on Pantelis Live, he's going to have like carte blanche to bring up whatever he wants, use the sound
screens,
effects.
flip these screens over,
just
whatever
fuck
it is
around.
to fuck around. Okay,
So that's going to happen, I'm thinking, again, by September. But
new season
of Pantelis Live.
dropping. Pantelis
Yeah, now I
Live.
just want to finish up the stuff we're doing. But it was so funny when they're showing me that. I was like, are you able to? I was like, yeah, I'm able.
Don't worry about it.
It's like, do you need a technician? I go, I got one.
Bring a technician just in case, but I got one.
No, he can handle it. It's the same.
Oh, no.
If it's the same setup, of course, you're going to be able to.
I can definitely, yeah.
How do you feel about being the Park X Yanterio?
Oh, yeah, you are Park X Yanterio.
Or the Park X.
You're Park Terio.
Jamie Vernon.
Yeah.
Young Poseidon.
Young Jamie,
Yeah, you're
Yeah, young Poseidon.
Jamie.
I like it. It taught me some useful skills. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting to learn this quickly because I'm retarded.
Clinically?
But I told him it seems harder than it is. Everything seems harder until you sit down and do some repetition and try it.
Tech often, especially with these type of consoles, because I used to walk into a venue and you see the boards and you're like,
And you
what
freak
the
the fuck
fuck is
out,
this? And then I started doing my shows where I had to go do the setup myself. I'm like, okay, this is for the volume, this is for the gain, this is for the limiters.
Well, yesterday I was sitting in the booth.
Oh yeah, to videotape the set.
And my dick was getting hard because I was watching them play with the huge fucking consoles. And I was like,
Yeah, but that's you don't have to worry about that. They have light, smoke, you don't have to do any of that shit.
I know.
But it's still, you sit down even for that console. If you tell me like, hey, you have 3 hours to learn how the fuck this works, even just the connections, because we're looking for a console for sort of the roadcaster for the podcast when we're going to upgrade the microphones. And I'm doing my research and you're like, okay, you buy this. Then to be able to connect this, you need to buy this. But then you need to buy this to be able to connect them to the connectors.
Is this?
Yeah, the roadcaster.
Because you could go in USB-C in your laptop.
Directly in the laptop. Okay, from USB-C, so that's it. But then there was like, oh, do you buy a cloud filter and then do the mics?
I have the cloud lifter. There's 4 cloud lifters under the desk.
It's called a cloud lifter, not a filter.
Yeah,
okay,
cloud lifter. It's if you
but where
have.
the fuck do you connect the?
You see, I have those
not
little,
me.
Yeah, it's a whole thing down there.
It's
Yeah,
a whole fucking server operation down there.
because people don't know about the SM7Bs is you need cloud lifters or a Fed head, whatever the fuck they're called.
To be able to lift the gain, right?
To lift the gain naturally without doing it on the console so it doesn't sound staticky.
The hissing and the
hissing. Because for some reason, the gain is lower on SM7Bs, but that's why it sounds good.
Yeah.
So, but those are additional costs. They're like fucking $200-something each. And when we got them, it was like collecting Pokemon. You couldn't buy 4 online.
The fuck?
I bought 1 online, and then I couldn't find. Then I found another one on a different website. Then I sent him. He found a girl on Kijiji.
she was in
like Plateau area.
Plateau, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to go get one from there.
And then he negotiated the price down.
Yeah.
Until we got our 4th one to be able to run it properly. Yeah.
Okay, because the setup again, this is the ultimate setup. This is
the ultimate
This
setup.
is the. I feel like there's no. It's overkill if you add anything else.
Yeah.
And to to that point.
Well, no, there's more room to expand. Trust me.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas,
Yeah.
but we don't. It's what you said. We don't need it.
Exactly. Yes.
They're
I mean,
extras.
for the YouTube quality, there's
No, like I want upgrades. Like for example, I want a screen there.
No.
yeah, a screen would be cool.
Yeah.
Something that you put a screen. If we're talking about whatever the Hunter Biden being a human trafficker, then at least you can pull it up.
Yeah, I
and
can pull up
and put the videos there.
the text threads. I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you did all your research. Was there like a podcast mentor for you for the gear?
No, I just YouTube different things, and I learn from different people. The same way I learn how to edit, just YouTube tutorials, and I try a lot of trial and error, a lot of testing stuff out, a lot of fear too, a lot of shit. If I pay for that, what if I don't know how to use it?
That's the main fear. It's like, okay, we're gonna buy this, and also you were by yourself buying all this garbage. We're two, and we're like, okay, we're gonna upgrade this stuff. Then we upgraded. We sit down. We're like, how the fuck do you use this shit? And then we have like 3 hours before the first guest gets here. When the first time that you were supposed to come,
Yeah.
the cable broke, and that.
Fuck.
So we ended up having to reset the whole thing. We ended up buying the same microphone. So it's worth it though in the end,
It's worth it in the end.
because it's such a fucking
Also-
such an important tool.
YouTube, bro. Type in anything on YouTube.
You'll find tutorial. I keep telling people.
There are people dedicated that have channels dedicated to
But also-
a certain type of tech.
But also podcasts are we know a lot about podcasts, like I learned throughout the years. So now a lot of people call me to help them with their setup. Like here, local guy, I want to do a podcast. Can you come over? This and that. Friends, comedians. Because now everyone wants to start a podcast. So I know people in different fields that used to think podcasts were like, what is that? So stupid 10 years ago. And now every fucking grocery store clerk, dentist wants their own fucking podcast, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know what it is. They just see that everyone's doing it and they're like, I want a podcast. And a lot of them, it's like, dude, you can have the best setup. You don't know how to speak publicly to people, especially if you're alone. They don't get it. They're like, no, but everybody has a podcast. I have to have a podcast. And then the podcast does a disservice to them. You go on their website, you see a podcast like, hi, welcome. Whoa, yeah, today we're talking. So these cups, handmade, the description link is there. So handmade these cups, and we're going to talk about, and you're like, yo, it's just not for you. It's just not for you.
Or even then, don't go all out on your gear.
Yeah.
If you're testing it out.
If you're testing that out, yeah. We need podcasts. Comedians now need podcasts because it's your best billboard. You no longer have to depend on terrestrial radio, on these stupid morning shows. You don't have to depend on that. You could create your own buzz.
And this is what I love about Mike Ward.
Yeah. People think podcasts are easy. And we had a friend that we brought in for a podcast that didn't want to start. And no, of course we never released it. We're like, yeah, this is never going to work. We're never going to do this. It was as soon as the cameras turned on, as soon as the cameras turned on, I was like, yeah. And I was like, yo, what the fuck you doing?
I just got a crazy idea, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing holy shit. I've been seeing companies more and more, like when you go on a company website, they'll have their news section.
Yeah.
And then they'll have their own podcast.
Yeah, companies have reached out.
Yeah, I've never listened to any of them. But, they probably have their own people. But fuck, that's a new, like...
There's a business to it. There's a business
There's
there.
a new job opportunity where you can have, like as a podcaster, your gig. So this week, I don't know, you have...
No, you're not seeing it the right way. The money is in either renting out and producing podcasts for these types of people, or going in, setting it up, and producing their show every week, and also helping them get better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if they get better, they're going to want your business.
If they get better, they can make money off it too.
Yeah.
But all that, dude, that takes time. Some people just can't. They get scared. The second the camera turns on, there's a microphone in front of them. It's a different fucking person.
Well, is he an artist, the guy that came? Or like
No, the guy that came is not an artist, but he's like, dude, you need to have me, my show. This is what I'm going to talk about. I'm a straight show. I'm going to do this. And we're like, all right, come do your thing. And then it was, dude, it looked like a cartoon because he's like all amp, like, all right, we're live. Let's do this. We're recording. Here.
Hold on. Can I please?
Yeah.
There was a lot of this.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of awkward movements. Yeah.
He was promoting his business or something?
No. Anyways.
Okay, let's not go into details.
Yeah, but because I like him. He's a good guy.
Okay.
But,
okay. Yeah, it's weird. I think we take it for granted that that we're comfortable in front of the camera, that we don't have a hard time talking. Did you have to get used to it?
Not really. What are you laughing?
No. You in the beginning you weren't the same. Like if you look at Two Drink Minimum episodes on Compound, the first ones that we brought him, he was obviously different. He was nervous.
I
a lot of nervous energy.
I would twitch a lot.
Okay.
I would do a lot of this, a lot of like the eyebrow would flicker. Yeah.
But then you got used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are naturals off the top, but it takes a couple of episodes. Me and Jacob,
I wasn't the same.
It took us 10 episodes.
But I've been doing it for 10 years, dude. I wasn't the same when I first started.
Of course not.
But
completely different.
The thing is also, it was a lot of fun for me. I enjoyed it a lot. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why. Maybe for some people it's not their cup of tea, so they could never do that. But I was having a blast. So even though I was nervous,
but he also got, like, he was here. He got to like see a lot of people. Like, he got, because the industry got to meet Mike, got to be all comics that we're bringing on.
Creme de la creme, like in terms of like
off the top.
You know,
I mean, the first year that he started, like when we started, we didn't have in the beginning. Then we put him on, and then let's say a few months later, we were doing it just for laughs. We had like Bob Kelly, Nick Swartzen, like, you know, he got to meet a lot of, when we went to New York, he was there. Like, he got to meet a lot of big comedians, good comedians, hang out and all that. So he got to live something.
Yeah.
He was outside the industry and outside of stand-up, but he was still living it, hanging out with these people. And he didn't even know who the fuck they were.
No.
Yeah,
I was just chilling, bro. I was seeing people like
same thing in LA at the Comedy Store before Rogan, all that. Like, he was, when he was pissed off because he got pepper sprayed, the people that were making fun of him were people that are on TV, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he had no idea. Some of them he knew. Other people he was just like, who the fuck is making fun of me?
And this guy's on like primetime TV. And
Yeah, they had like shows on TV and stuff. So to me, it made me cry of laughter. I was like, this is hilarious.
and Nick Swartzen's imitation of me whenever I'd introduce myself to people.
Poseidon! He's yelling like,
because I didn't know who anyone was. So I was just like, Poseidon.
Because I remember even another time we had went down to hang out and we were eating, I think it was me, Abdul Butt, Swartzen, Mike, and him at that restaurant. Remember the restaurant where the guy got locked up in the bathroom?
Yeah. Because
Anyways.
he was doing heroin or some
Yes,
shit.
yeah.
Wait, what
yeah.
the fuck happened?
There's
don't
fucking
worry.
weirdos in the neighborhood. Anyways, fucking...
That's in Montreal.
No, West
Los
Hollywood.
Angeles.
Okay.
When they were coming to order, I think, because we were making a joke about that, Swartzen turns around and goes, don't yell. He told him, because he kept yelling everything. Poseidon kept yelling everything. So when they came, he's like, just don't yell. Because he's, you know how he talks?
I'm very
So then when they
abrupt,
came, they're like, you know, you ready to order? He's like, okay, don't yell. And he's like, oh, can I order though?
Am I allowed to eat?
So he's had a lot of fun. He's learned a lot. And now we've got all kinds of stuff cooking. Hopefully, if everything goes well, it's going to open up a new venue for us.
Yo, fingers crossed. This is the fucking time.
Yeah.
A lot of people were sat back last year, decided not to perform, not to do anything. But that's you fucking pushing through and keep on releasing content. I'm even yo, by the way, I'm proud of you. I'm not saying this sarcastically. You've been hustling and like I've from the beginning, like you stuck to it and you didn't. Some people have said like, no, fuck it. I didn't get used to it after a week, 2 weeks. Fuck it, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, you hustled, bro.
you.
We all fucking hustled. Now we're here. We're having fun. We're drinking.
No. Oh, thank you. But I have to say, bro, nobody works harder than you, I think.
What?
Nobody hustles harder than you.
What about single moms?
Nobody hustles harder.
No, I mean in terms
What
of...
about dads on Father's Day?
In seriously, in terms of like working and like on entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, bro. I don't. Sometimes I'll try to watch a movie and a movie that I like and I just pass out.
I don't know what that means, bro. I don't know. That sounds insane.
No, because I'm
Let's
tired.
have Rob.
I take back my compliment.
I like you. I think you're a fast runner. Sometimes when I'm making breakfast, I'm like, why not sausages?
Not even sometimes when I'm making breakfast, I faint.
No, meaning like I'm tired, but I I work hard too, but it's I think, in my opinion, it's nothing compared to the work you put in.
Yeah, okay.
In all seriousness, like nobody works.
Since he's talking about the hustle, what's a day to day in your week?
What do I do every day?
I'm obsessed with productivity channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
These like doctors that have YouTube channels too, and they're like, okay, I wake up at 7 o'clock, I take a shower, I do this, like a day to day business wise with the podcast, because I'm trying to see how we can start elevating the podcast as a business. Although we're still young, it's still we've only been doing this for 1 year.
Yeah.
Like, what does a day to day pushing the operations here look like?
So I'll wake up around later. So I'll wake up like around 8 something, shower, get ready. Sometimes I'll head out here, or sometimes I'll be at home. Check my emails, look for, there's people like Advertise Cast messages me for sponsorships. Do you want this? Do you want that? So you talk there. editing. I have so many podcasts, like some that I do with these guys, Intellectuals, Pantelis podcast, Frenchcast.
You still edit the
I still
podcast?
edit everything. It's all me.
I thought it was like once you guys are done. Okay, maybe that's the live. Once you guys are done, you just upload it. But
No,
other
even the
podcasts,
live
you have
one.
to-
Once it's done,
Yeah.
like we go live on Tuesday nights. I go home. I gotta edit to make sure it's ready in the morning at 7 for Jason to upload.
Okay.
Add the intro, outro, the
Oh, I
title.
thought the intro and the outro was already included in that box, so it's already.
I do everything.
pre-recorded.
No, I do everything after. So I still edit all the podcasts. It's still me. So I have to do all that in my day, depending on like if I'm going to be away for too long and the wife's working, I'll bring my dog to my mom's to babysit. So then I'll have to go at night pick her up. So I'm always running around doing something. And then in middle, I try to fit stuff in. Like I need a haircut, I need to run an errand, I gotta go pay my taxes,
Right.
shit like that.
You write a lot these days?
I write a lot too.
Yeah.
I write at night, and I write when something happens. I'll put it in my I'll put it on my phone, and then I want to put it in my book. I really need to tactile. I need to write it down.
Do you write, Poseidon?
Me, no.
You're not a big
Sometimes
writer?
I've taken notes or stuff like that, but then I throw them out.
What's the day-to-day in your life?
Day to day?
A lot of jacking off.
No, I've calmed down a lot.
You used to jack off a lot?
Yeah.
Like dangerous levels?
No, not dangerous, but minimum 3 times a day.
Like it wasn't. That's
That's
dangerous.
That's fucking dangerous. That's dangerous?
Not
That's
dangerous to
21
other
times a
people,
week.
but dangerous to himself.
Well, maybe for
Three
a
times-
regular
wait,
for a
three ti-
regular person, it would be dangerous. To me, I don't know. It was just like
Okay,
it seemed natural.
The 3 times a day, it's like when your days are not busy. It's not like
Yeah, well, sometimes even busy days.
you make time to jack off. Okay, that's pretty dangerous. But in the sense of like you would stop your day in the middle and
Well,
just like I need to jack off.
no, not like during work, but like, bro, like I wouldn't be able to sleep sometimes.
Sleeping, yeah, I understand. It's nightcap. You pop one out. go
Not
to
just
bed.
one. Sometimes,
You jack
sometimes I.
up two
back to back, yeah.
like 2-3
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
back to back.
because I'm like there, and then I try to sleep. I'm like, fuck, I still have too much energy.
The worst is when he remembers he's not home. That's the that's the worst. But the reason why we do all this too is because we started working a lot harder when we started the Patreon. Because everyone just started the Patreon, put your podcast there, and then I was like, I can't have people paying subscriptions for one podcast a week. Like something about that felt weird. I was like, I can't do that. If I'm gonna, because that's what we were doing. We're doing one podcast. I go, if people are paying memberships, they're gonna have to get more than that. They're gonna have to be like, oh fuck, it's all here. So then we started doing the Fred show, the morning shows, the Intellectuals. We have more shows that we want to put on too, by the way, that we're talking about now. The T-shirt giveaways, the movie nights. Like I was like, no, we got to add.
Oh,
So
yeah, movie nights.
that too pushed us because I was like, I wasn't gonna start the Patreon for one show a week.
That's we're discussing starting the Patreon, and we're starting to build sort of our grid. And that's the big discussion we've been having with Jacob. I'm like, I would feel too much of an imposter to charge people $5, $10, $15, $25
If I'm not doing anything,
if I'm just doing one episode
I can't.
a week.
I can't.
So it's like we're going to do minimum 2 episodes a week, 2 different concepts. We're going to give them exclusive for videos. They're going to have access to exclusive merch or whatever it is.
Bro, when we first started, I had done a thing. Okay, if we're starting, we're doing all these shows, but also the first people that sign up, what were they getting? They were getting the autographed posters.
Oh
the
yes,
we were
I
giving
remember
stuff
this.
away.
Yeah.
We didn't realize, first of all, how much it would cost to buy all that stuff.
You lost $10,000.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. The money, most of the money that goes into Patreon, it's somehow.
yeah.
It's either in equipment or in shirts that we're giving away this and that. So, but it's so funny that what happened was, it took us hours for me to go one, because there was a couple hundred shit we had to send, a couple hundred envelopes I had to send out in the first few weeks. So it was me, my hand getting tired, finding another marker that works because the other one's finished, autographing, writing personalized notes, putting it. Oh, dude, it was him licking envelopes like it was fucking crazy, bro.
Life of a superstar is fucking difficult.
No, it was just because you didn't expect it. You overcommitted, and you're like, well, I made a promise. I have to do it now.
It's an anal part of the job. Imagine having to sign. I saw a video. I think it was Sugar Sammy that he had to sign like 10,000 DVD copies or some shit.
Yeah, Sammy does
and he's
that.
like sitting in an inventory room, and it's just like he
told
did
me-
a sort of a time lapse.
Yeah, that's what but he told me what he would do is he would do sometimes hours. Like he's like, I'm spending 3 hours just doing this, and then
Listening
whatever
to,
I
like,
get,
podcast, music, whatever it is.
and then take my break, and then I'll come back for another 3 hours. So it's a lot.
There's this guy, Mr. Beast, the YouTuber who did. You know who Mr. Beast is?
No.
He's the biggest YouTuber on YouTube, and he does this like we're giving $500,000 to this person if they score this basket, and then they throw a ball from a bridge or some shit.
Okay.
Like, he does these very excessive videos where he reinvests all the sponsor money in the videos to be able to give away to people. and he did a limited drop shirt, and they sold like 65,000 units of shirts. And he promised people that if he reached a certain amount, he would hand sign every one of them.
Oh, shit.
So
And
he
there's
did.
like this time lapse over like 72 hours of him nonstop sitting on a chair, and you see this huge facility filled with shirts, and you start seeing the stacks. And at the end of the video, he's like, "I'm about to faint. Like I can't."
Yeah, dude, it's a
can't keep doing
fucking
this.
it's hours. Me, you know what I want to do, but I couldn't find them. I was thinking of buying a PS5 and doing a giveaway. And I was thinking of doing it like you have 3 months. So basically, let's say it goes now. So basically, anybody who's on Patreon now, depending on what tier you are, the lowest tier, you get 1 ticket each month. So if you're on there for 3 months, you still get 3 tickets. The second tier gets 2 tickets. The Poseidons get 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for 3 months. So every month, even if you just stay for 1 month, you have your ticket. You're in the running. But you get 2 spots if you're,
That's
for 3
fucking
months,
sick.
whatever. At the end of the 3 months, we pick one of the winners.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing that, but I couldn't find a PS5. I might do that in the future.
Oh, they're still sold out?
Oh, dude, they're hard to. I have one. I got one fucking months ago, but
Okay.
I got one by luck. We didn't even care about having one, and I was sitting in with him and Spiro just shooting the shit one Friday, and I was doing this on the Amazon app.
On the PS5, like refreshing.
Yeah, just refreshing. It was done. I was clicking that it wasn't working, and I was going back in. I was talking, and at one point, the screen wasn't moving. I go, why isn't it moving? Because I went to another one and confirmed my purchase.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like shit.
Do I want this?
Yeah, because it's expensive.
Yeah.
You're
It's
doing
fucking
it to do it, and
yeah.
you're like, ah, fuck.
No, I'm
Yeah.
stuck spending $1,000 on something I don't want or need.
No, we didn't. There's no games for it yet that are that special. But point is, I was thinking of doing that for the Patreon. I might do that in the future. Because then even if you join even if you're spending $5, $10, $15, let's say, even if you spend fucking 50 for a chance to win something that's $800,
Yeah.
that's a good ticket.
And once they sign up, they see there's quality content.
Yeah, once sign up, they
Stick
see it's quality content. Plus, you're not really facing off against that many other people. What, a couple hundred people? It's not the end of the world. There's good chances.
There's a good chance.
Far chance, you know?
Win-win
Fuck
situation.
Yeah, so I was thinking, depending on the level that you have, you get more tickets. So you go 1 ticket for audio, 2 tickets if you're, like that.
Are you going to NFT something soon?
I want to, but I'm having trouble with crypto.com. Like they keep bouncing back and forth. I confirm my identity. I get that. Then I'm like, okay, I want to do an NFT. And like it's because what I was supposed to NFT was the uncensored version of the French cast with Ellen Boudreau where she shows her tits.
Oh, that would have been fucking sick.
Yeah.
You want more water?
Yeah, bring some.
That would be fucking sick. Okay, and what are they missing to identify you?
No, they identified me now, but now they're not letting me do an NFT. So I'm going to message them again this week. Once Monday hits tomorrow,
Okay.
I'm going to go back into emails, see what we can do.
How much do you want to release it for?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Do I set a price?
It's biddings, right?
It's bidding.
Yeah.
So I'll set a I don't know what the fuck crypto's worth or anything, but I'll set a price and then we'll see what it goes.
$10,000.
And then I'll go 50-50 with whatever I get. I'll give 50 to Ellen because it's her tits.
Yeah. So
My podcast, her tits. So we'll go 50-50.
Are you still in touch with her?
I'll message her here and there, like just like when she broke her leg and shit like that. Like,
Oh, she broke her leg.
yeah.
Okay, I had no idea. You're still doing the in bed with Poseidon with the?
No, alone now.
You're alone.
Alone now, yeah.
You still
Well,
get
alone.
guests?
And now I'm getting 2 friends of mine recurring.
Okay,
bring them on.
the girl and the guy that came last time.
No. They weren't his friends, and he's
Okay.
scared of them.
Yeah, I'm terrified of them.
The guy looks like he's a lot to be around.
Very intense.
I
Yes.
saw his video. I stalked him on Instagram, and there's like a video where he's like taking a tequila shot inside a toilet.
That sounds like him.
Oh,
Like
Jesus.
he
I
put
saw a video of
tequila-
him eating chewing gum from under a table. You know the gums people stick?
Yeah.
He-
Is he like this in real life?
Yes.
Okay, like he's always on.
He snorted his grandfather's ashes on my
On his
podcast.
show, yeah. By the way,
Live
In Bed
on
with
the podcast?
Poseidon, because it's only on Patreon. The audio comes out on Spotify and everything, so you can catch it like a week late. But the video live is only on Patreon, and the video is only on Patreon. Very underrated show now, and I think on the whole network that we have, the most underrated show is The Intellectuals.
It's very underrated.
Very underrated. I noticed myself, it doesn't get the love it should
But I
get.
feel like it's your favorite show because you just sit back and you watch them. And
Watch
it's
these
just,
animals.
It's just pure comedy for you.
But it is actually for what it's a fucking good show in the sense that it's what you think it would be. It's entertaining with these two dummies, and they're having fun now.
Yeah.
So lately, it's become. I really think it's underrated.
Is
Like,
Guido under because I know it's a running gag of the dummies, whatever, with Poseidon, but is Guido like his ego pops out or he's okay
no, not
assuming
anymore.
his character
No.
for that?
Ego. None of that shit. He had a problem with his ego for a certain
Yeah.
point where he was very aggressive.
Guido
That
never had an issue with him.
Yeah,
With his ego.
Guido never had an ego issue. He did, but now they're both just having fun. They're
being stupid all around.
being
just
stupid and
letting
just
go of,
enjoying
like,
it. Yeah, letting go of their
Okay.
inhibitions. And it's so much. Look, Gapes, there's like so much material to create on the intellectuals. Like there's so much ridiculous fun on it. That's an underrated show, and it's available everywhere, not just on this channel, also on audio.
Yeah.
That's something people should look into. It's just a wacky podcast.
I have a question for you because I've looked at your stats. Why do you think, let's say, an episode like other than the fact that you have guests on and that you release them, but the views are like not even comparable, let's say on the Pantelis podcast or a live show, does this get less views because the big chunk of the views comes from the live itself?
No, so Pantelis Live normally by the end of like after 3 days it'll pass 1,000 people. But Pantelis Live also, I don't know why it became like a big live show. I guess it's the time Sunday people they like the fucking around.
Yeah.
So Pantelis podcast, it depends on the guest, and also because it's been so many years, people got used to it. It's in their calendar.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I want to list something in the background. Let me put Pantelis on. So it's harder for new shows to gain that traction.
Okay.
There's that. And sometimes, like, let's say the morning show is fun, but a lot of people like the morning show when they're there in the morning to watch it. They don't want to hear about the news later in the day.
That's true. Why don't you guys do it earlier, like an actual morning show?
Like at 6 a.m.? Because then he'll never be there.
No, what would end up happening?
That's the only reason why you guys don't do it.
Oh, for real? Well, you know what's gonna end up happening? I would end up staying up until 6 a.m,
and then
coming
you'll
at
come
5,
to the studio,
and then I'll be like this, and then end up passing out after the morning show for like an hour or two on the
in
couch.
the studio on the couch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, it's a good concept, and you guys all have great inputs. It's just, I feel like at 10 a.m., do you feel like people are
like
if they're at work? I mean, no, if they're at their
If
desk,
they're at work, you can't really comment, but you can listen.
you can listen. It's
depending, but
working
it's just-
from home now too. You put it on the TV, and then you're just
There's a lot of shows. You don't have to watch all of them. There's a lot of fucking shows.
But I feel like it's a good time to 10 a.m. No.
I think it's a good time, but most people, that's their crunch time at the office. That's when you get in and you're giving your best hours.
yeah.
So we really have it for people that at work they can have stuff on the background,
No.
or the unemployed.
Ah, yes, I see.
Fact.
Yeah. Which is a good chunk of our fan base also.
The unemployed, mostly unemployed people.
Yeah. No, but so there's so much, like you just work, you guys, when you start your Patreon, that's it. Have another show and then you're good.
100%. We had a couple of ideas for other shows that we're going to release, and also we've been getting like comedians. We want to get other types of guests, not only comedians, but I want to start doing. It might be exclusive to Patreon, and then we release it after. It's people that we talk about often on the podcast, like Jacob's dad or my brothers or whatever. I want to have podcasts with them. I want to bring them on and talk about these stories, or even just my dentist is a huge fan of what I do, comedy, the podcast, the videos, whatever. Actually, when I did Trait d'Humour, he's the one that texted me. He's like, "Hey, you're on TV. Why didn't you tell me?" I'm like, I had no idea that they released this. It was
Get the fuck
I
out
had
of here.
no fucking clue. He sent me a screenshot. So I want to get him in and talk about like what's the background of like the dentistry. How do you fuck people over? How do you protect yourself from getting fucked over? Like the questions that like you get a doctor on the podcast, and talk about the trade itself. So on top of having guests that are known people, which is good for everybody because you want to see them. Just like you said, when you interview a politician, it's good to have them on the podcast because it's a longer form. You want to know more about them.
Timofo says on est tous sur BS. They're all on welfare.
So yeah, that's one thing we're going to start doing on the Patreon eventually. It's getting people that like the real estate agent that sponsors us. We want to get him on the podcast. And
after you had an ongoing rivalry with local real estate agents, you know how dumb people are? Real estate agents got mad at them because they made a video.
Yeah, I remember this.
And they were like, what are they saying? They like somebody lost business because of one.
Yeah, my brother, who he's a mortgage broker now, but he used to be a notary. He's like a real estate agent, came to the office. He's like, hey, they don't want to send you business anymore because of what your brother said. And he's like, you and your people get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they're so stupid.
I don't give
so
a
sensitive. Who are these people? Name names.
Speaking
without dropping names, I'm still looking for a condo now, and I was looking at a listing. And I'm like, oh, this could be interesting because my girlfriend changed jobs. So as soon as she's done with her probation, we're gonna go aggressive to buy. So I wanted to get in touch with the broker. It's a broker that DM'd me and told me off. So I'm like, you know what? Let's stray away from this unit.
Marie Renee says Pantelis says he doesn't want government help. Plot twist: all of his patrons are on the what's it called? The Serb. Yeah, that's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I don't. I just don't want the government involved in my business. That's my big thing. I don't want them as investors in here.
You're an investor in the government.
I'm investing in the government. The amount of tickets that I pay.
The fucking amount of tickets. What was this one for?
I think I was parked somewhere I wasn't supposed to be parked.
Okay.
Not even. They said that I parked where you have to pay parking, but I was parked in front of the studio downstairs where it says deliveries only. Like it's only for people in the building. That's me. I was delivering like shit upstairs.
Yeah.
So why'd you give me a ticket, dickhead? Yeah.
Okay, that's a parking ticket. I thought it was like you were speeding on the highway and you were shooting at the cops.
No, that I don't do anymore. They frown upon that.
But speaking of people who say shit and you're like, what the fuck? Bro, my father, I told you downstairs.
Yeah.
What happened?
I told you on the phone.
No.
I told you on the phone the day of. You remember? Bro.
I don't know what you're referring to because it's in your
The
head.
racist thing.
Oh, yeah, but how would I know that that's what you meant? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's in your
Bro.
head. I don't know what you're thinking.
I still can't believe how he believes that.
Did you talk about it on
It's
the
not
podcast
believe
or
that. You've. What did your father say?
Okay, he goes,
It's racist.
it's racist for the government to implement anti-racist laws. And I asked him, what do you mean by this? He goes, I should have a right to discriminate. It's discriminatory for the government to pass these laws because now they're discriminating against me. I
No.
should have the free will to discriminate if I want to.
He would only be right if the rules would only apply to one race. Like if they said Irish people are not allowed to discriminate, but everyone else is. Then
Yes.
that would be racist. But what they're saying is no one is allowed, I don't know. No one should be racist is what they're saying. So that's like, that just means that just don't be racist, right?
Yeah, like you're not allowed to refuse somebody a job or
Based on race.
yeah.
based on discrimination.
But that's weird too if your dad's like, no, I want to.
I want to be able to employ.
What am I going to hire black guys? What are we, crazy?
Like
that's
the Jews.
Yeah, you don't think that's a bit much?
And then I asked him, what, like if you were Greek, and they didn't hire you just because you're Greek. Well, that's their choice.
Look, he's not wrong there. It is their choice. But here's my problem with his intellect. Why doesn't he hire or not hire whoever he wants and not mention it's about their race? Like, you know how dumb that is?
But how exactly, like, how do you get caught? Or let's say someone goes through the interview process. How do they justify that someone was not selected for a job based on their sex, their
Because of
ethnicity?
geniuses like his dad who go, why didn't you pick him? Oh, the Muslim. Because he's not that good. Not that good.
But you know, it could also be attitude.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know what I
But
mean?
instead of saying that, anyways, thanks for the afternoon. Gotta go. Joker says he's out of here. Have a good evening, Joker Hardy.
And then we started yelling at each other, bro. We were eating, bro, and we started yelling. He goes, you don't know. I know. And I was just like,
They're fucking cartoon characters. They're cartoon characters.
Does your dad physically look like you?
No.
he's short and stubby.
His dad looks like a cartoon squirrel
Yeah.
or a cartoon mouse with his shirt off and a pair of jeans.
And
Yeah.
like
Actually,
white beater?
what's funny is I pulled up to the property,
And that's how he was
That's
dressed.
how he was dressed.
Yeah, that's how he
I was
dresses.
like, what are you
It's the
doing? Why do you
funniest thing.
take your shirt off? He was like,
Takes his shirt off. He's
Oh, he takes his
small.
shirt- the whole
yeah,
shirt
the
off,
whole
like,
shirt.
not
He's
even a white
small.
beard or nothing.
Jeans, shirt off, and he's like, "What's up, guy? What's up? We have
Have
a
you
problem,
met
guy." Yeah, I met him.
Okay.
I had a podcast with him once.
Oh, you had a podcast with
The
him.
fucking weirdest experience of my life. Yeah.
Were you on to it?
yes.
Yeah.
And then I chopped the tree down.
No, not that.
No, I didn't chop it down. I was cutting it into pieces. Sorry.
This weekend when he was
Last week.
okay.
I'm like a menace to nature, bro. I'm cutting
Seems
grass.
like a very
No,
Clint-
Gus will never be on any of our podcasts here in bed or whatever. Not because he's mysterious, but because we don't want him anywhere around our business.
your dad
I specifically don't want him.
Yeah.
because he leeches on.
No. My
Poseidon
father-
just wants. He doesn't want to mix it because he's a bit of a ticking time bomb.
Yep.
And he doesn't want.
He's I don't know how he's gonna react to being public. You know what I'm saying?
In the sense that he's gonna puff up his chest and he's gonna be like,
Yeah, you know, if somebody says a comment or whatever, you know, like shit like that, you know, us like we'll see a comment and like we'll laugh, you know, like
Is he technologically literate? As in, he would go on YouTube and look at the comments and do that stuff.
yeah,
or not
he
really?
could, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Also, I don't think no,
It'll ruin Poseidon's thing.
Yeah, and he has a lot of destructive energy.
So he'll come here and break everything.
No, I don't know how to explain this.
He'll make sure that you feel like shit about what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's negative vibes.
Yeah, you don't need that kind of shit.
Positive vibes.
We don't need
summer.
that kind of shit around here.
Exactly, yeah, you know? He's not a bad person, but
I know what you mean, though. He doesn't channel his energy properly.
yeah.
Is that politically correct?
Yeah.
As in, you guys get in fist fights often.
No, not fist fights.
Have you ever fought your father? Fist to
Once
fist?
almost did.
Almost.
When
did.
I was a teenager, yeah.
You stopped out of respect, or just because it de-escalated?
Well, because he's bigger than him.
You would've beat the shit out of him.
Because I de-escalated it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to de-escalate than just
Yeah.
get in fist fights.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I feel like you'd have a story of fighting your father.
One time,
especially if he takes his shirt off all the time.
one time.
I just imagine him in the middle of winter just without a shirt outside in jeans.
What's up, guys? What are you cold?
Look, there was only one time I almost actually legitimately cracked him. All the other times it was just yelling, but one time is when he went to kick the dog.
Oh, that's no, you don't do that.
That was
No.
one time, bro. I saw red. I was like, I don't give a fuck who you
don't
are.
There's no reason to kick the dog.
Yeah, exactly. Because the dog was barking.
Okay.
And instead of giving it a treat, like, hey, come here, Daisy. Like, my dog's name is Daisy. I'll be like, Daisy, you want a treat? And she'll look at me all like with those puppy eyes and shit,
Yeah.
you know? And she'll come and she'll do a little trick. She'll sit. She'll stand up.
Side
you know?
story that doesn't matter to this. It doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't, it's true. But like she was barking and then like he goes to kick
He didn't
her.
like that she was barking.
Yeah.
So he's like, what are you doing when a dog barks? You kick in the head, right?
Yeah, basically like old fucking school.
Village.
I don't-
That's not even old school mentality. That's just a
that's-
retard.
That's
yeah,
retard
that's-
mentality. Yeah. And I heard this. I wasn't even home yet. And I think was this before I moved out or after? I think it was before. And then I go home, bro, and bro, I grab him. I go, bro, you ever even lift your hand?
I like it that he's to his father. He's like, listen, bro.
Oh, bro.
Bro.
You listen to me.
Bro, you
you
listen
ever
to
even lift your hand and pretend to smack the dog or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay? I will pummel you.
You hear me, bro?
You hear me,
I will
bro?
beat the and I told him, straight to his face, I will, in front of my brothers, in front of my mother, I will beat the shit out of you
And what did he say?
if you hurt this little dog. He goes, yo! And he started like having his fucking brain meltdown and shit. And
He shakes a lot when he gets
Yeah.
angry
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he's so small and he knows he can't
He needs to make up for
physically
started-
do anything. So he starts like he tries to gain more space.
yeah,
So he starts doing these weird aerobics.
You're not gonna tell me.
Do it again, but do the movement again, but don't say anything. YMCA. It's fun to stay at the
And he freaked out. I
YMCA.
go, and then what happened was I go, look, listen, you're in the wrong. Shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna kick you out. And he started raging and shit. Locked
You were
himself.
going to kick him out?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't live there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he didn't live there.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, his
yeah,
parents have
Sorry.
been divorced since he's been 30.
Ah, I thought you were
Since
walking
I'm-
into his house and you're like, I will pummel you. Well, even if you were
No,
walking into
no,
his
this
house.
was my mom's place.
Oh.
And then he locked himself into one of my brother's rooms, and he was all angry through a temper
He
tantrum.
locked himself in another house. He locked himself in his child's room. You know how fucking stupid that is?
And then I opened the door. Well, he didn't lock himself, but he closed the door, shut the door, and I walk in.
And Poseidon had to treat him like a child.
Yeah, I
Is
go-
everything okay, Gus?
I-
I'm fucking angry. Don't let me kick the dog.
So that's the relationship you have with your father.
And,
It's like a more of a treating him like a child.
Yeah.
Mm,
See, senor.
lately, he's calmed down a lot, though.
Okay.
I think you guys needed time apart.
Yeah, even though he still says this crazy shit, still has his little temper tantrums. He's
But that's forever. There's some people
Yeah.
that you know that they will not take the steps to correct whatever
Yeah.
bad behaviors they have. They won't go see
Like, it drives me nuts. Like, if you can't find something, right? You misplace something. Like, oh fuck, where did I misplace it? And then you look around, you'll find it, right?
Yeah, his dad's gonna be like, the goddamn Jew stole my
No,
things.
bro. Like, okay, because he'll cut something in the kitchen, right? While we were eating and shit, bro. He'll literally place it, but he throws everything, right? When he places it, so it's slid under the thing for when you put the dishes.
Yeah.
Bro, and it slid under, bro, and then he can't find the knife, bro. He's like, what's the fucking knife, bro? Bro, hold on, because I imitate him very well.
All right, leave my desk alone. I'll kill you.
Like this, bro. And I go, ba, look, it's right there, bro. And he
Okay,
goes-
so he's
and then he'll go, oh, okay. And then, like bro,
0 to
it's
100.
The
nuts,
Chinese spies.
bro. It's nuts. Bro.
Have you been seeing this alien shit? Now they're like, fuck, bro. They've been fucking with us for a year.
No.
Extraterrestrials are real. New York Times article. Then after, like, no, they're not real. Yeah, they're real. No, they're not real. Yeah, they're real. Like, the military keeps confirming and denying shit repeatedly.
They're fucking playing with our minds.
Yeah, because now they're like, okay, look, there's two things. UFOs are real. They're either extra dimensional beings or Chinese spies.
Yes, we spoke about it last episode with Veron on In Bed with Poseidon.
What a choice you're giving us. It's either
people from outer space.
they're coming here and they're
or
crashing.
the goddamn Chinese.
Yeah. And then I think they're doing it so that people think it's Chinese. Because you're like, if you're an that's what I was talking about on Friday. You're an intergalactic species. You're so good at you come here, and right when you get here, you can't drive and you crash. Sounds like a Chinese spy, bro. Sounds like a Chinese spy more than anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it's just so wacky. It's so fucking wacky. Now, I don't know if they're doing it to fuck with us. So we
But
have
I feel like some real information leaked, so they had to sort of
Disinformation,
drown
yeah.
disinformation. Then you try to drown the information. But do you think that there's no life outside of the planet? I mean, it wouldn't make sense.
I'm with you. But then look at the life we have on this planet. Yeah. No. I think there is something out there. I mean, look, all I'm saying is just take the universe that we know, even far away that we don't have, you know what I mean? That we know how big it is. If someone has a head start on us, in the last 100 years, we've done crazy shit technologically.
In 100 years.
Imagine if someone has a 1,000,000-year head start or a 10,000-year head start.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're at? So no, I'm saying there should probably be something out there. I just don't know if it's what they're telling us.
But also because of how I saw a theory of how light and time and space work, that if aliens...
But you saw a theory?
This was a theory, yes. I just want to put that out there. That if aliens were to look at our planet, depending on the distance, they would see dinosaurs. They wouldn't see us now.
That's bullshit.
You feel me, dog?
It's complete.
Being light years away, then based on... Okay, I know
This
what
is
you
a
mean.
theory.
I see what you're saying, but not if
see what
you're
you're
looking at us. If you're looking at us, you would still... It's not the way light...
because of
Because light is one thing, but I'll give you an example. Like if you get a telescope
Yeah, because of the
and
time...
you look like down a couple of blocks, right?
Well, the only reason...
You're not seeing the past.
Yes, but the distance isn't great enough. I'm talking about such a gigantic...
Even if a distance is great enough, I don't think you could see physically animals. Like that sounds stupid.
No, because of the time that it would take for
But
like
we're
the
talking
light.
billions of light years away.
Oh yeah,
That's
we're
what you
talking
mean.
about like different galaxies and shit.
Okay. And even then, they would need to have a tool that shows them exactly life-size forms.
Yeah, because if it showed life-size forms exactly, I don't think that they would get back dinosaurs. Because if they would look at it now, this would bother me.
I
Let's say
understand.
they look at it now.
Once again, this was all
Because
theoretical.
Codex
that I
is
saw
like
online.
Poseidon is not right, and Codex, I'll tell you why. No, Codex is Poseidon is right. I'll tell you why Codex he's wrong and you're wrong.
Oh, no, but I
Because
never
if
said I
they
was
start
right or
looking at
wrong.
us, if they start looking at us now, there's no way they can see stuff that doesn't exist now, that existed then, right? Do you see what I'm saying? If they were looking at it then and they got the feed now and they're getting, like a slow connection because of the light.
Yeah.
But if you start analyzing us now, when dinosaurs aren't here,
No, I think he's talking about relativity in the sense of, let's say that when astronauts go into space and they stay in space for a long
Yeah.
time, they come back, I don't have the data on this, but they either win or lose a couple of days. So
Yeah,
I think
so-
he's talking billions of light years away.
Yes.
The reflection of whatever's on the Earth based on what we're seeing right now would be so far, the distance is so great.
It would take so
that
long
they're
to get there.
It would still be in the past what they're
Yeah,
seeing.
but that's not what...
But then how would they be seeing us?
Exactly.
That's the
Thank
thing.
you.
That's
Thank you.
So
Exactly.
it's like I'll meet halfway there.
Yeah.
It's like what tools are they using?
Because
And if they
Codex,
have-
because you know what it is? These are two different things people are mixing up.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it takes the light of the sun for 8 minutes to get here. That does not mean that we could see into the past, because they're calling the light the past. They're saying the light you have now, it left 8 minutes ago. So that's the past. It's like those people who think that Australia, they're ahead. They're like, what's happening in the future? It's relative.
No.
It's relative.
I agree.
Yes, they're ahead, but it's relative. They're not really in a different dimension. It's relative
I
to
just
it.
want to say this was a theory that I found. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. Or
No,
anything.
we're
I was
not.
just-
We're not saying
you know
that
what I
either.
mean?
I'm just saying those theories. They always what they do is they take. It's all relative, but they pretend like it's not. You know what I mean? They pretend like right now because it's so far away. Because it would take them, let's say, 1,000,000 years to get the signal. If they look at us now, they'll see dinosaurs. Well, they can't, because if they just start observing us now, we don't have dinosaurs. They can't observe us and have a time machine.
Yeah.
But maybe when they finally get the signal, they'll see this, but we'll be 1,000,000 years in the future. That would make more sense.
that I know what you mean. now.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense actually than that theory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're sending, it's just like we're looking at, let's say we drop a rover or whatever it is on Mars, we're not seeing it in real time or whatever. Maybe now with the technology it
Yeah.
is, but just like you said, And if you're at the point where you can see 1 billion light years away, you probably have the technology to have a live feed. Like your Wi-Fi is most probably a bit
exactly.
stronger.
Because if
than
you're getting
video
it in
phone.
delay, like let's say right now we get stuff in delay, the Mars rover, like you said, is in delay. We're getting it, let's say, a few hours different. So the Mars that we're seeing when we get the feed, let's say it's the Mars of 3 hours ago. When they took it, it wasn't the Mars of 3 hours ago. When the rover took the image, that was live then. When the rover's there, it's not taking an image of Mars before it even got there. That's absurd to even think. You know, to us, it's relativity. People keep forgetting about relativity. They all because it sounds fantastical. It's amazing to think. If they look at us now, they'll see dinosaurs. How? If they're looking at us now, they're seeing now.
Yeah.
They might not get this now. They might get this in 10 years.
But then we're further away.
But then we're further away.
now.
Yeah, of course. But it's all relative. But the rest sounds good, so it makes people happy because it sounds fun. You know, because or else we would ask Jess Sorrell what's going on in the future.
That's true.
Because relative to her,
We're
she's in the
past.
future. Yeah,
I'd
they're
call
in
her up and
Australia.
ask her all the time the lotto numbers.
Yeah, that's what. But it's dumb stuff like that. But because it's just half truth. It's just taking one thing and applying it globally without. There's words for this in
But
science.
imagine it's been like that this whole time and we just don't know. And somebody just starts winning the lottery every week.
But if it's been like this whole time, why would somebody not have won the lottery?
I'm just saying it would be funny.
Are you guys big lottery players? Do you guys no?
Nah, I'll only play when somebody goes like, oh, it's a lot of money this week. You want to play? I'll go.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I saw an article that made me think maybe I should play this week.
Now it's like I think they cap it at a certain amount. It's like 70 million.
70 million, nobody won, they said.
Nobody won, and now there's also like 101 million prizes or something like that because it's been I don't know how many amount of weeks that nobody
I
has
might
won.
play.
So it's like they have un gros lot, so the big lot, and then they have multiple smaller lots of $1 million.
Yeah, there's I saw it on the thing. It's 70 million, the lotto max, and then the max millions is 70 million also.
So this
So
is
it's
not
like
6,
70 times 1 million.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have
something like
70
that, yeah.
so
prizes
this is
of
not
$1 million.
649?
No,
I think that's
649 is Quebec, I think.
Yeah, so it's Lotto Max is the
Yeah, Lotto Max. Lotto Max
Canadian
is
thing.
the federal. 649 is the provincial one.
I've bought 2 lotto tickets in my whole life,
I
and
thought Quebec 49 was the Quebec one.
no 649.
649.
649. I've bought tickets twice, and I always feel like a fucking loser.
Yeah, when I don't win, me too. I feel like fuck. I just wasted $5.
It just like the second you sign the paper and you're like, I just threw $5 in the garbage. I know that I'm not gonna win, and I just threw $5 in the garbage.
I might play this week. Now that you brought it up, because you brought it up and I read the article, maybe I'll win 70 million. Poseidon.
70 million, bro. That's life changing.
What's the first thing you do with the money?
I wish it to you.
What's the first thing you do with 7 million?
First of all, I ship off my mother to Greece. That's the first thing I do. Get out of my hair. Because then, if I win 70 million, she'll be like, you have to do this. No fucking way.
Yo, I got an idea. Don't tell her you won.
He needs to take a picture and post it. It's not confidential.
No.
Oh yeah, another thing.
I
Can
wear a
we
mask.
hold on? Let's address this about the lottery. If you win the lottery, you have to publicly tell people that you won.
Yeah.
Can we agree that that's a little fucked up?
It's so fucked up.
Because there's a guy in Detroit I just saw who won, I think 70K or no 30K, and he spent 20K on a chain,
He got it stolen.
and he had 10K on him. And he got beat the shit out. They beat the shit out of him. There's these 3 guys that came out of a car. He was trying to get him to the gas station, but they beat him up and took his chain and his money.
Oh my God. Well, that's the government
guy.
uses this to show people like, hey, normal people are winning. So
Right.
keep playing. Otherwise, that's one thing.
But
Well,
you can show up, but they have to put your name.
I think they put your first name. They don't put your last name. If I'm not wrong, they show a picture of your face and like Manon
But
one.
I'm fucked because I go around my first name. It's the same thing.
It's the same
I
thing.
have one name.
And your face is everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be fucked.
What
Yeah.
you do is you ship everyone that you love. You win 70 million, you ship everyone that you love out of the country.
What do
What do you mean ship mo?
They're
We don't.
still gonna call you.
We don't
or
live
they're a
in.
phone
We
call
don't live
away.
in Colombia,
No,
bro. They're
no.
not gonna attack my family. What are you talking about?
I've heard of stories like this.
Yeah.
So they've been held for
We're in
ransom.
Montreal.
Yeah.
This is Montreal. People
That's
win the
not
lottery all the
Haiti,
time.
yeah,
It's
that's
not Haiti, bro.
Oh, it's never happened here?
I mean, I haven't heard of
never
recent
heard of
stories
that.
of people getting
Not
stabbed.
here.
But not from lottery winners, but it's happened to other rich people where their loved ones have been held for ransom. Here.
Yeah, but I don't know
If you're
about
in the
that happening
mafia, yeah,
here.
that's,
Yeah, in Montreal to regular people. That happens when there's like stories behind it. Not.
But it is a bit fucked up though. You win, you want a bit of, you want to stay out of the public eye or whatever it is, but then you have to take the picture with the. First of all, your surroundings must change instantly. The
Yeah.
second that you win, people start calling you. Hey, how you doing? Long time no see. You good?"
Oprah said something. Someone asked her, "Hey, Oprah, what's the difference between now, because she's like the richest woman on the planet, or one of, because Bezos' wife became the richest when she got a divorce. What's the difference between people who ask you for money now as opposed to back then? Like, what's changed? Like, what's the number that they give you? And so it's funny that you ask, because when I was making like 50 G's a year, everyone needed $50. Then I started making 100 something. Everyone needed $500. Now everyone needs 5K, 50K to start a thing. It's fucking funny, she goes. It's fucking funny that the more you make, the more they need. It's never, which is funny because like it's not what they really need. It's what they think they can get off you, which is interesting. Like if all you need is a pack of smokes right now. You're like, fuck, okay, can you buy a pack of smokes, right? But that's all you want. But because I have, let's say, $10 million, which I don't, but if I did, you'd be like, bro, you have, I don't know, like 10K. I'll buy a pack of smokes, and I want to start a small business.
I'll open a pizza parlor.
That's dirty, though.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But that's what she's saying. She goes, you have to be careful. Because a lot of people, MC Hammer got the money, and then he spent it all on his people. He made it because everybody needed something.
Yeah, especially when you come out the hood, then you're like, okay, I want to get everybody out. And then you want to get yourself out too.
If you win $70 million, dude, and it's public, you better believe you're going to get phone calls.
Yeah,
from people you haven't heard of.
You're gonna have to splurge out. You're gonna have to give money to people. There's no.
No, obviously you take care of the people that need it.
Yeah,
but you're not gonna get ruined, dude. When we left, don't you remember the car ride? Joe Rogan. When we left, in the car ride, like to go back to our hotel, my phone was blowing up. Blowing up, bro.
People asking you for money, like,
blowing up. No. Journalists, friends that I haven't seen in forever. Some elementary, some high school. People that I know don't like me. That were reaching out to congratulate and want to be. Yeah. So I was like, and then I was telling him, I go, bro, isn't this fucked up, bro?
It's fucked
Aren't these people fucked up?
While you've been posting about the podcast every day,
nobody
even likes on the video, and now you go up on Rogan and like, bro, congratulations. Long time
now you're friendly.
Yeah, because now they want to rub elbows.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Now they want to rub elbows, bro.
And then the Journal de Montréal right away had an article about Mike Ward is pro bikers. He just said on Rogan, like, instead of our faces like this, like we're all for the bikers. Instead of saying anything about what he said, they just took one sound clip, like idiots.
But this is what pisses me off. They could have been like, oh, fucking Quebec locals on fucking Joe Rogan and be proud, you know?
Yeah, that's what should happen.
Why would people be proud?
Well, the fans were proud.
I'm joking. In sense, like, why the fuck would a random journalist? They want to see one thing that he said, and they're gonna take this piece of information and try to.
I'm just thinking of how, like, if I was like if I had like a big media company, or some shit, and then I like
if you had a big media company, it would all be tits.
That's very true.
Because this is what's most profitable.
And also what he enjoys.
Best of both worlds.
We're talking about stocks. Yeah, stockings. It's the same thing.
Keep going.
No one's going to know the difference. Don't worry. Just go.
Just talk.
Are the stocks high? Are they low?
No, but I mean, fucking Mike is Quebec, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be proud?
Yeah, what are you saying? You're just repeating what I just said, saying it in a dumber fashion. Yeah, we get it. Everyone agrees. We know. That's what should have happened. But it doesn't matter. We had fun. Poseidon. Smokey, don't move to the city and stay at the lake. Yeah, if Smokey is at the lake, you should definitely stay at the lake. But now anybody who lives, what's that? Not Vaudreuil. What's that fucking Vaudreuil-Dorion? What's that fucking place?
Vaudreuil-Dorion, yeah.
There's that stupid bridge, that was fucked up for a while.
Oh, yes. Is
it still fucked up?
I think it's until like 20... Weren't they renovating it until like...
until when is
2022, end of 2022? Something like that?
No way.
No?
So it's going to be 3-hour traffic every day going, come back if you live there?
I hope nobody lives there.
Because I have one of my guests that was supposed to come that we had to cancel because of that, because he didn't want to be 6 hours stuck in traffic.
Where's Vaudreuil-Dorion?
Talking about stocks, Harry's Twitter really helped know more about the stocks. So by the way, if you haven't watched episode 109 of the Pantelis podcast, we had Harry Yaudis in this My Stock Guy base. That's where I get my stock information
it's
from.
37 minutes away.
And I gave away his Twitter, and he started sharing stuff. Also, I think if you tweet at him, if you message him, he'll answer questions. Helps. He's very that's what he's been doing his whole life. Like
You're big in crypto or not yet?
No, I don't get into crypto.
Okay.
I get into like just regular stocks. So yeah, he's good. So if you haven't watched the episode, watch it. And if you don't want to watch it, go look at the description. Check out his Twitter feed. He'll post stuff. If you want to know about stonks. Stonks. What do you know about stonks?
Like that meme.
Stonks.
Do you follow Wall Street Bets or not really?
I did, and I bought AMC.
Made a good penny?
I made money on AMC, yeah, but I kept it for a while. I sold some so that now no matter what happens, I still made money off AMZ.
That's it.
So if it goes up, it goes up. If it goes to zero, I
To
made
the
money.
moon.
Yeah, they're saying they're trying to make it go up to 100 and then keep going up. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I don't know. Also, the guy Michael Burry, what's the guy who was in The Big Short, the guy who warned everyone about the housing crisis. He says there's like a huge crash coming.
For the stock market?
Yeah.
Fuck. So this is the time to short.
This is the time to, well, not even, this is the time to get the fuck out.
Well,
But even for a day last week, uranium tanked because there was a nuclear plant in China that there was some fuckery, there was some danger, like a
Some
leak.
COVID-37 shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, isn't it amazing that now you could say that, the Wuhan lab theory, but a year ago you'd get in trouble?
That Jon Stewart clip was fucking amazing.
Yeah. But you saw Colbert, what a tool.
It's sad. It's sad because I used to really like Colbert, and now he's a fucking. He looks, feels, and acts like a puppet. So at this point, you're just like.
But that's, you know what I hate is, so I remember back in the day, the greats, they'd be like, if I get fuck you money, I'm going to say whatever I want. I have fuck you money. This guy has fuck you money. Stephen Colbert has fuck you money for a few generations.
God damn.
And still he's scared to tell the truth. To me, that's crazy.
I feel like Colbert will have these extra couple of years on like a late night talk show, and then at some point he's just gonna drop and he's gonna go back to his podcast and he's gonna be like, "Oh, now I'm allowed to say whatever the fuck I want." But if the networks are putting you up, then he's not
But
gonna
I'm
say
saying
what
he doesn't need that. He could leave, start his own thing. Now he's got a fan base and just be honest. But instead he's scared. What if I get fired? Dude, you have enough money to get fired. Like anything you're never gonna spend his money now at this point.
Maybe he has a gambling addiction that he needs to fucking finance.
I'm saying if he doesn't have that, because I don't know. I'm just saying he might have
But I
one.
mean, if he did have a gambling addiction, we would have known by now.
You never know.
I mean,
They
Jimmy
covered
Fallon
it up.
was a crackhead, and nobody knew up until recently. Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon was a crackhead.
He's like, into cocaine, like a next level. Cocaine,
Oh, they all are. They all are. But you could tell. You tell me, this guy, whoa, what's up, guys? Whoa, that's fun. That's fun. That's great. You tell me that guy was on coke and people were surprised.
Yeah, but that's easier to hide. Because
Than gambling?
Yeah.
No, gambling's
You
easier
can
to
go
hide.
to Vegas and gamble $50,000. Nobody's never gonna go upstairs.
But if you show up at work like, what's up, guys? What's up? Yeah, whoa, I'm ready for the shot. I'm fucking wired. I'm fucking wired. Like, yeah, people would notice.
No, but I mean, I'm thinking about it in the sense like, what kind of drug dealer would be like, yeah, I sold drugs to fucking, But I'm thinking in the sense of like in a casino, you could spot.
Dude, what you're not understanding, this is going to casino and gambling does not make you an addict or a compulsive gambler.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, if you see Colbert, and probably he's not
If
sitting
you
at
see
the
Colbert at
table.
a bar, you can't be like, he's an alcoholic. That's insane.
No, that's true. That's true.
And you probably don't see him sitting at the normal tables.
Yeah.
Like he's probably in the high roller. We're starting this whole thing about Colbert being a gambling.
Stephen Colbert, this just in, compulsive gambler. Poseidon confirms he saw him one day with one of those scratch and wins. Colbert has a serious gambling problem.
No, the reason it's because I actually hate
Do
gambling.
you guys think podcasts can take over late night shows? Well, they actually kind of have. In numbers, they have. That's for sure. In numbers, they took over late night and content too. Here's the next question, and I only have a few answers here, and some I can't give away for the next couple of weeks. But here things are changing. But in the States, it's when is the mainstream media going to be like, you know what? We give up. We're this fake thing that we're doing. If we don't know what podcasts are, what's alternative media? We don't know what is closing their eyes. Who has more ratings than us? All that stuff. When they stop doing it and they embrace the change and they go after the big podcast and that becomes mainstream, that becomes the new late night officially, then things will go normal. Because right now, numbers wise, Rogan gets more numbers than any of that shit. Most of the big podcasts get bigger numbers than anything that's on mainstream.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. Mike Ward here, his podcast pisses on like the biggest stations combined, and they're scrambling. You know what I mean? So it's all a matter of what they hold is people's perception. So there's a lot of people who they just watch what's on TV. They just watch. Even Netflix is new to them. They just watch the news. And they think that's like they're looking at like, oh, breakfast. Like here when we used to have breakfast television. And you're like, oh, and then you find out they were getting fucking 80 views an episode.
Breakfast
You're
television.
like, what
was
the
saddest-
fuck, bro? What the fuck? They were on for years. They were charging people for advertising. They're getting 80 views. Jesus Christ, bro. There's 80 people watching us now. Like, it's crazy.
And it's a
bro.
whole
It's
operation.
crazy.
There's staff.
There's staff, bro. They're
there's
spending
studio.
thousands of dollars per episode. So Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So they try to hide it. What they did is they thought we'll hide it from the people, that there's other stuff, better stuff, honest stuff out there. They won't know. And we'll hide it from the advertisers. But then you saw advertisers start slipping. They're like, wait a second. Why the fuck would I pay $10,000 to you cocksuckers for your 14 people that might look at our website, don't even know what the fuck the internet is, because that's why they're watching you, instead of going to a podcast, paying them $3,000, and their fans are hardcore, they want to support, and there's a better chance of me selling something to them. Fuck that. And then the shift started to happen. So podcasts, we start to make a bit more money. We start to build studios, and then now now they have no choice. They have to embrace it. They're gonna have to start doing their own podcasts.
Well, even mainstream media, they started. Like you see the Radio Canada stuff.
But there's shit podcasts. They're gonna have to adopt good podcasts and bring them on board.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to offer money, like what Spotify did with Rogan and the Call Her Daddy Girl.
Call Her Daddy Girl was
good. Yo, let me say something. I forgot her name, the blonde girl. But Alex Cooper, good for fucking you. You got fucking paid.
Yeah.
Good for her.
It was something like, how much was it?
$60 million.
For 3 years, no? Or for 5 years?
Good fucking job.
She made
good fucking goddamn right. Yeah. And the other chick, when she was together, who got greedy.
This fucking...
Yeah.
You fucking
Yeah,
bitch.
you see, you get greedy, you get zero. Zilch,
get greedy.
nada.
Yeah, nothing. $60 million.
$60 million for her to shoot the shit and talk about glucking.
Fantastic.
It's good, yeah.
Andrew Schultz had a good point. He's like, we just realized that talking about having sex makes more money than actually selling your body for sex. So why is prostitution still a thing?
I saw that. Yeah, it made me laugh. Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
It made me laugh.
$60 million for 5. Yeah, I think it was a licensing deal of like 5 years. Which, same thing for Rogan. After 5 years, if he wants to fuck off, he can fuck off. There's no...
he can fuck off, yeah.
Nothing holding him back.
But yeah, and I think the other thing is about the regular media, what they're offering, is because it's always... You never get who they honestly are. It's whatever they're reading on the teleprompter, and you change channels, the same thing. You don't have like differences. Like Rogan is different from this. Call Her Daddy is different from Frenchcast, from the Pantelis podcast. 2 Drink Minimum is different. You get like, oh fuck, I'm getting different stuff, and I'm having fun with it. You know, different.
You're
voices.
getting a different personality. You're not getting the same package with the brushing on the hair and
exactly. Yeah, like Poseidon. Like no one has a Poseidon. You get it. We have, but like everything is different. There's something to it.
Yeah, like mainstream media is just different skins, basically.
Yeah, it's like a game. Yeah, they're just skinning it differently, but it's the same. They're all getting the same fucking source. Yeah. And the worst thing is that they don't say what they really feel. The reason people like podcasts is the authenticity. You could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But you know I'm really saying what I'm thinking.
100%.
They don't do that.
No.
Wrong, right? It's what they told them to say. People don't like that shit, bro. People are getting tired of it. And that's why we exist. That's why more and more podcasts are going out there. Anywho,
they're trying to fucking take us down.
Poseidon, did you start your Twitch career again?
Yes, I was live today, and it was going well. The first match with Alex, but then we got our asses handed to us
by children. As usual. It's funny, you get beat by kids like, that's right, motherfucker.
But that's all they do, these fucking little
Tell
brats,
your mom
bro.
I said hi.
Tell your mom.
Poseidon, where are they going to catch you? Twitch.tv/ThePoseidon69. That's where. Also, ThePoseidon69 on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes.
Emile Coury, where do you want them to follow you?
At Emile Coury on Instagram, Sans Commentaire on YouTube. We're releasing a new episode every single Mondays, and at Emile Coury live on Twitter.
Sans Commentaire with him and Jacob. Great fucking podcast. I was on there. Mike is on there tomorrow. It's a great Montreal podcast, and it's growing by the week. Hopefully it continues. Head over to Patreon, patreon.com/Pantelis. Join the nation. Don't forget about the Discord. That's where you get our Waterhead Coliseum events, a lot of sporting good. Hellsign's taking care of everyone. He's showing all the major sporting events. If you're going to watch McGregor fight, that's where you're going to go. So the Discord's there, the Patreon, you get to win shirts, Sans Commentaire with fire emojis there right now. They really like your Sans Commentaire stuff.
My God.
So thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully you had fun at church this Sunday. Thank you guys, and don't forget, go fuck yourselves.
Peace.